Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Stream B. And we're going to be featuring TNC versus Virtus.pro. The draft is on the way, so we're not going to look at our pretty faces. We're going to look at the pretty draft. TNC doing pretty well. I guess okay. 3-3 so far. Virtus.pro 4-2 after 6 games. I got to say, Winter, Virtus.pro, a lot of people expect them to be 5-1, 6-0. They are one of the favorites coming in. The fact that they have dropped a game against Secret and then another game against Serenity, I think is definitely shocking a lot of people.
Group stage. Trying things out. New meta. I mean, not like new meta. It's been a while, like for like a couple of weeks. But this is the first time that there's been like a major patch before like TI.
Mm-hmm.
So I think teams are still like trying to figure out, oh, this hero is as good as we expected, or this hero is stronger. Blah blah blah. They're still trying to settle in. They had like the game that they lost, they had like a weird draft.
Okay.
I think that like a disruptor, SD Chen trio, SD on Coral. I still think that we can't really read too much into it. Like I feel like teams are still trying to find their footing.
Ooh, Silencer, first pick.
Yeah, great reaction towards I think IO. The last time I think VP they picked the disruptor against the IO as well when Secret picked it with the gyro.
Actually, can we talk a little bit about IO? Because this hero has had some changes, particularly with relocate. You can't actually move now. So it makes
do you cancel it right now with the global?
Remaining.
Once you no, right?
I don't think so. I think,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe you could check for us.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. The relocate change makes it so that it's much harder to play IO. All right, sorry, I just knocked over something.
TNC
I'll check it out. I'll try to see if I can find it.
And
maybe it's still the same.
I don't think you are silencing it. Once you cast, you just cast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's different from Sand King Ultimate.
Yes.
Oh, I like this. I've been telling you a lot about how I feel Ursa should just be a first phase hero.
I actually, out of the first couple of games we saw today, we've seen Ursa just first phase picked up in this position many times. So, think Weeha from Pain earlier played it once.
Yep. His lane bully can be played in multiple roles: off lane, mid, carry, position 4.
Position 4, yeah. I haven't seen that one yet.
The first team that actually used it was Misery's team.
Okay.
Was it Misery's? No. Milan. I think it's his. What's his team name? I can't remember his team name, but they played the BTS tournament and then they played Ursa as position 4. And after that, I saw a lot of Ursa supports in pubs, and I felt like it was pretty good. Strong lane bully, gives you Roshan, secures the lanes.
Another pretty strong lane bully is the Silencer. Feels like he does very well in 2-1-2 setups. In fact, most skill or most heroes only have like one skill build that you could take into the lane. I feel like Silencer is one of these heroes that could. A lot of his skill build actually works.
What? A first phase draw?
Into the Ursa too.
Virtus.pro's turn.
This is actually the very similar draft earlier where Pain Gaming drafted Ursa into TNC's Drow lineup. Eventually, the Drow just kind of overpowered the Ursa. The range slow was very hard for Ursa to deal with.
But you don't really care if you're a support, if you get countered like this. You just need to be able to win the lane. Then whatever happens later happens.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, Drow Ranger pretty good winning lanes as well with her aura.
5 seconds remaining.
We've seen first phase Brutes, first phase Drow. Like all these heroes seemingly like a situational pick has become like a pick that you can just use it.
I think Dota is in a bad shape if you could just first phase a Brood and just win the game, right? It just feels... Because Brood traditionally has been one of those, oh, you didn't draft against us, we could kind of sneak a win. Now it's just like, yeah, we're overpowering you with a very cheesy hero.
I mean, it also speaks about the mentality of VP right now. Because when they were up against better opponents, like the stronger opponents, they first faced the Brood. And now they're up against TNC. Like, no disrespect here, but like more to a middle pack team.
Sure.
They decide not to first face the Brood and they're picking and trying something else.
Okay. So you think this is them still experimenting here?
Maybe. I think in their mind they are rating Brood really high. Like if it comes down to a match that they have to win to stay alive, it's very likely they will first face the Brood.
Okay. They are probably, to me, Ramsey is definitely top 3 Brute player in this tournament, if not top 2. Definitely seen him do amazing things with the hero.
So they ban the Brute
10
when they draw.
seconds
Obviously, the hard counter. The other counters I can think of is the gap
5
closers like
seconds
Phantom
remaining.
Lancer, Spectre. Those are heroes that are really great against the Draw Ranger.
What about Sven? We haven't seen Sven at all, actually.
No, he feels like too
Virtus.pro's
slow. He needs to
turn to
farm
ban.
too much though, I feel, the hero.
Okay.
I don't really like the hero too much in the current meta. Because he kind of needs like, he needs Master of Manners. I think you build Master of Manners, then you build
Blink.
Echo Saber, then Blink.
Yeah.
And then after that, you buy BKB to fight, because then you farm very efficiently. He's a bit like Luna. Like Luna,
10
you want the
seconds
Master of
remaining.
Manners, then Yasha, Dragonlance.
Right.
Like you need too many small items before you get the
5
BKB, because you want to
seconds
farm really
remaining.
quick. And then when that happens, you probably already lost like a lot of towers. You lose a lot of map control because you can't fight. You can't really help your team too much.
Players actually skipping Echo now, just because they want to fight earlier. They go MOM straight into Blink and...
But you still have to wait
Yeah.
for your BKB to be
True.
like a force in the team fights. Yeah, sure, you can get the Blink and join a couple of fights, but you still need to farm a BKB. And for Virtus.pro right now, like, I want to talk more about this Silencer Ursa
10
combination.
seconds
I think it's
Predators.
really great together because the Ursa jumps in, then you global, so like one
Yep.
hero dies immediately. So I kind of like that combination with these 2 picks here. They're going to go for the Kunkka, which they have played it on support and mid. I know they run this hero in 2 roles.
I think most teams are doing that as well. Vici Gaming, for example, yesterday ran it once as mid, once as a support.
I mean,
10 seconds
the
remaining.
Kunkka pick here tells me that they're just like trying to get more team fight.
5
Because
seconds
traditionally when
remaining.
you play against the relocate, you know that they're going to be moving around, splitting the map. So you want to be grouped up together. So you pick more heroes that help with the team fight department. So you can avoid those pickups. Because if you try to play split against the Wiz, that's when you bleed kills and
Right.
you play into their strategy.
I mean, we're talking about the mid game right now, but something that you always stress is the laning phase.
Yep.
The way I'm seeing it is TNC has a draw lineup. They have very decent supports for the lane. Do you think Kunkka
10
and Silencer are the
seconds
heroes
remaining.
that could tackle this draft?
Depends on the cost
5
and what do
seconds
they pair.
remaining.
Let's say it's a support Kunkka and then what's the offlane hero. How they pair the Kunkka with.
Right.
And adding back to the point previously, I talked about the Kunkka versus the relocate. It's also because of the X mark to counteract the relocate. They go for the Y1, which is really, really good here against the draw.
Very good against
Very good.
IO too. You
Yeah.
see the relocate and you just curse
So I
IO.
guess one of these heroes is a core. I think I remember somewhat a few months back, no one played actually a Silencer mid. I remember he actually played the hero mid before. So I'm not sure which of the heroes are
10
going to be a core and
seconds
support role
remaining.
right now. Probably... I mean, Y1 can also be the
remaining.
core
We
here.
saw Universe do it earlier
Yeah.
today. We saw Pain Gaming do it earlier today. I have to say though, back to your point about the Silencer core, CIS is a region that traditionally likes core Silencer the most. I still have memories of Iceberg, Windstrike, Iceberg
Yeah,
playing
but
it
back
mid.
then people pick him a lot against. I think it was against OD in the lane because
Sure.
you can beat OD in the lane. Well, we'll see how he plays out this game. For TNC, they're obviously going to look for that all the range heroes.
Templar Assassin.
Okay, so this matchup we saw earlier today, the TA versus Ursa. Now, we might not see it again because Ursa doesn't have to go mid, but Ursa was doing surprisingly well against TA early, just walking him up with the Fury Swipe, zoning the TA out.
A bit unsure about this TA though, because they don't know the lane matchup,
10
and technically all these
seconds
heroes
remaining.
can. I guess.
I want to say
5
TA does
seconds
well
remaining.
against all of these. so
Yeah.
far, yeah.
What if they do like Kunkka and Y1 as the offlane duo?
Okay.
Silencer Ursa as the carry. The
And
safe
then you
lane.
pick
And then
like what? Like Huskar or...
You pick one of the heroes that just destroy TA in the lane. I don't know. I don't feel that safe with the TA. Like TA, mostly when you don't pick it last, it always and the enemy doesn't really have a
TNC.Predator's
set in stone
turn
mid
to
hero.
bat.
I always worry about TA.
Yeah, maybe TNC was worried that they will have the TA banned out as well, because this is a very similar draft to
Wait,
what they had earlier
Is this a Bat Rider game?
for TNC.
Yeah, you draw. Bat Rider can maybe own. Bat Rider is pretty good against Ursa. Pretty good against Y1 too. maybe could be a
10
good
seconds
option here.
remaining. TNC.Predator.
Oh, they ban out the Huskar. They were on a similar line of logic as we had. Protect that TA mid.
There's still heroes that can beat TA in the lane though. I feel like maybe like a Venal.
Yeah, but then they just have a Venom. Like as a Huskar, I feel like it's more threatening.
Yeah, true.
All right, so looking for a,
10 seconds.
I guess what you want to call the off laner here.
Windrunner,
5 seconds
Wind Ranger.
remaining.
Possible option. I mean, I mentioned Bat Rider because I know Bat Rider is one of Sam H's favorite heroes. What other range hero is Mirana? Oh, Mirana's ban. Punk was also a pretty good ban. I think Windrunner's decent. Bat Rider is decent. Windrunner will be stronger in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
But Bat Rider is like, I think more useful later with their lineup.
Do you want to pick Bat Rider into the silencer?
Yeah, it
You
can be.
blink
yeah.
in and you get global.
It's kind of annoying against that.
Yeah.
But I think Bat Rider is like synergized well with their lineup. They need an initiator, and it's good against the like grabbing the Ursa later or grabbing the Wyvern, because these are the heroes that you need to
Sure.
target out in the fights early, or even like when you go to the later parts of the game. Even though he's annoyed by the global silence, but you can always find the silencer. It's not that difficult for Bat Rider to fly around and look for the silencer.
Okay, they're gonna go for Pugna, which gives you the defensive save against Ursa with the Crep. Also puts Winter Wyvern into a little bit of pressure if she's trying to heal people with the Cold Embrace. Easy damage setup. So a nice roundabout, because what I like about the Pugna final pick is it gives them quite a bit of magic damage to work with in conjunction to the physical right click of Drow
10
and TA.
seconds
That is true.
remaining.
Really nice way to round out the draft.
5 seconds remaining.
VP.
So, what they're gonna decide what lanes, what hero.
Well,
is
and
gonna
what
be the
roles?
core.
We still
What
don't know
roles.
what roles. Like if Kunga's the core, Wyvern's the core, Silencer's the core.
I'm not sure if how's the lane like Kunkka against TA. So, with that in mind, I'll probably have like the Kunkka as a position 4. Maybe with the I don't know. I'm really not sure about how they on the lane this. Maybe Kunkka and Wyvern together, and then Silencer Ursa on the safe lane. Then just pick another lane counter against the TA, someone that can lane really well.
I'm kind of thinking how VP is ever going to push. Do you feel like this is one of those, we're going to just kill them and then take their towers kind of situation, so they don't necessarily have to pick a tower pusher? Or do you think they need to pick up tower pushing hero?
They can do that, but I feel like if they don't have that, they can still like play the game, like kill them repeatedly, and they have I feel superior team fight with the global plus the boat and the curse. So yeah, it's indeed going to be the Wyvern and the Kunkka on the off lane, the duo. And I mentioned earlier the PL is a really good counter towards the Drow Ranger, gap closer.
Yep.
And you have the illusions to deal with the Nether Ward and kill it easily. I think all in all, it's a pretty solid pick here to round up their lineup.
Who do you think's got the stronger lanes?
I'm not sure who wins the lane. Like I've never seen the TA against Ursa matchup. I'm not
We're on
very
camera
sure.
again, by the way.
Hi, how are you,
I'm good.
bro?
Yeah, I'm not sure. TA versus Ursa. We saw Ursa winning it for the first couple of levels, and then TA took it over after she got traps and there wasn't a sentry in the mid lane. So also comes down to who's coming in for the gank. I feel like there's definitely a lot of
But the
different
TA
factors.
has the draw aura this game.
Yeah,
so-
she had the draw aura last time too,
Oh,
and she
okay.
was winning there. So hard to say. Also, VP kind of one of the best teams in the world right now. So
Yeah, I think overall, if TNC doesn't do well in the lanes, they're gonna find it difficult because their heroes are. This draw lineup is gonna get countered by the Wyvern, like we mentioned earlier, the curse. Then they have the PL to close the gap to remove the bonus damage from the draw.
Sure.
So all these things, and the Ursa as well. They're all heroes that are really good against draw lineups.
we are into the game right now. Again, just to remind the viewers that are joining us, right now we have TNC versus VP. VP currently sitting at 4-2. TNC slightly worse at 3-3. The
Prepare for
group stage is still quite young. There's still quite a bit of games left for all of the teams, but day 2 and day 3 are generally very important. All right, well, here's what we're gonna do.
The mute.
The mute. I'm sorry. If you're into the chat wheels, I apologize. Apparently, I can't mute. Well, we lost.
I think that works. I remember that works. Don't worry.
Okay.
So into the game, the lanes, as I mentioned earlier, Silencer PL, safe lane. It will be up against the Pugna. Oh, Pugna plus Lion. So the IO is actually going to go... Yeah, I guess IO lanes... IO with Pugna is a bit weird. They're going to have a lot more kill potential with Lion plus the Pugna. This is going to put more pressure on the PL. You don't want PL to get a good start this game because PL is a hard counter towards the draw.
Yeah. Dude, look at the amount of regen on the TNC safe lane. Trees. Trees everywhere. And Fairy Fire and Souths. I don't think they can actually really contest for this bottom rune. Without any stuns or...
They brought an extra hero here.
Ursa's going to show up here as well. Yeah, VP's going to get this rune. Meanwhile, top looks like Cuckoo picked it up. He might pay for it with his first blood. Oh, eat the big tango. One more hit. Oh, the illusion just timed out. Cuckoo still runs away. Solo looking for the curse. He might just lob it out in the fog. He'll hit, but...
He's fine. He's just going to go back to base. But I think we talked about this yesterday. A lot of teams right now, they are bringing up 3 heroes to actually secure lanes through. Like the middle player, the mid laner is actually helping to secure the runes. What we saw here is TNC having their mid laner and just trying to block creeps. And they almost lost out in the rune battle.
Right.
I think this is going to be a thing where teams are going to try and prioritize a lot.
Well, as a result, though, Armel has a superior block and is able to hit level 2. No one is in quite a bit of trouble right now. Has a South, but...
I mean, like you mentioned, the early levels are TA favorite.
No. Earlier, when Weehaw was playing at early level, it was Ursa favorite.
Oh, it was Ursa.
Because he was able to walk up and start swiping, but after Armel got boots, or after Armel got boots, Weehaw had a lot more trouble.
But it is happening the other way around now.
Maybe he kind of learned how to match up, played it a little bit better now.
Maybe it was also because of the block, because he decided to block. And remember, like the Ursa went up to snatch the roof.
Oh, Raven taking quite a bit of damage on the bottom side here, and the heals are coming through from the Wisp. Will it be enough? They popped the one salve. A very heavy survival, but Raven did survive through it.
They still have one more salve on the IOs.
And 2 Fairy Fire, so
He'll be okay in the lane right now. I mean, his job, they're not going to like try to win this lane. They just need to survive this lane. This lane, they are trying to break even. They are counting on the top lane, the Pugna plus Lion lane to win. And obviously the mid lane as well, giving the aura. This is a lane VP wants to win.
So far, they're at least doing a fine job keeping Raven down's CS down. But Drow Ranger has that really awkward CS animation early on. She'll pick up a lot more CS later on.
Double damage.
Pick up more stats as well, maybe more items to help him last hit. Wraith and then the Wraith Band. But so far, mid lane is, I think, still quite okay, quite even after that start where TA dominated.
Double damage, no one just threatening to take away all that refraction. No one still looking pretty good on the regen. We'll pop that last salve. Pretty kind of calm game so far.
Top lane, PL is still getting a decent amount of farm. This lane, TNC is not actually really winning this lane. This is, I think, worrisome for them. So far, Pugna is 8 CS, 4 denies, and PL is 11 to 4. I actually expected them to do much better in this lane and they have to draw aura. Oh yeah, because earlier the Lion had to go back to base.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that might actually be the reason, one of the reasons why.
Mid lane, no one. Fairy Fire pops. Barely survived. Need to continuously bring out salve. This lane is looking atrocious for no one.
Hey, CS-wise, I think it's okay, but...
Yeah, he's spending money on salve.
But it's just that because he's buying a lot of regen items.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't kill the TA, it means that in the battle wall of attrition, he's just going to lose out.
I think TA is going to hit level 6 earlier as well. So traps is starting to come in play eventually.
Yep. And it's going to be difficult for Ursa to sneak in a Roche because that's TA in the game.
Yeah.
Which is a big fundamental part about this hero. You need to get an early Roshan so that you can snowball. Bottom lane, Drow is, I mean, still doing alright here so far, 14 CS, and he actually has more CS than Pasha. So TNC is actually doing better in the safe lane, but worse on the off lane. That's
Yeah.
why I look at the heroes.
The two lanes that both teams want to win, it's kind of the opposite. They're not winning those lanes. But.
And mid lane is kind of like the TA is good. Even though the CS is close, but TA is winning overall because
Yeah.
Ursa spending a lot of his goal on
Oh my
regen.
god. Careful with
yeah.
the deny.
Deny.
Oh! We saw this exact kill earlier by Armel denying and then splashing. Doing it again here, top lane, dropping very low. The Hex is going to be there. Ramsey's also going to go down. Right across the map, it's going to be
Big kills.
TNC, and Rune is spawning in 15. I do believe VP could still port in and challenge.
TNC is going to try to grab forwards. They're
Yeah.
moving the Drow. The Drow is coming to snatch.
Yeah,
her.
moving the Drow. This is normally peasant work for the support, but the cores are participating as well. Players at home, please take note.
Wow, this is actually looking extremely good for TNC all of a sudden after those 2 kills. Yeah, winning all 3 lanes after that.
Oh, do you see this? On the mid lane, Armel got a sentry for himself to, well, do a sentry battle. But
yeah, you kind of expect the enemy to have a sentry
here
when you have
comes a
level 6.
huge gank. Armel going to be very close to Ursa. There's an X as well. Armel is absolutely dead. No teleport support. I say that though. Armel is just winning the man fight. He's going to kill no one first, and then he might survive refraction in 2 seconds. Doesn't even need it. That's a 3-man gank. He survives, kills the enemy mid,
Amazing.
and then has a
Just
salve,
amazing.
laughing his way to the bank right now.
He died to the trap damage, right?
Yeah,
That's
trap damage.
Gosh.
I mean, there was 4 traps in the mid lane, so that was rough.
This is going to be a super farmed TA.
Invisibility.
Yep. Top lane, Cuckoo
This-
running right at the PL. They have no mana for the Hex.
Tower is under attack.
Ramsey's.
I mean, that's the thing though. Now all 3 of the VP cores, they all don't have games. They all have like horrible laning phase. So who is going to be stepping on the plate to get to at least get some map control back, try to
Right.
make something happen? That's going to be a very worrisome part because Wyvern is not.
Radiant
Wyvern's not that
Not-
type of core
yeah, not
to
that
take
type of
over.
core.
Yeah.
He wants other people to do stuff, and he sits in a lane and he reacts to things. He wants to farm more.
Yeah. I
And then
think it was
It's-
really
I think
no
Ursa
one.
is Ursa is the one that you want to move, but because he's having such a bad game, then it's gonna be tough.
And it's looking rough. And let me tell you, TNC is not going to sit around and give you time to come back with this route lineup.
Oh, top lane, they got a kill on the Lion there.
Okay.
Silencer, curse, the slow from the curse and the lance.
Yep.
It's getting the easy support kill, and +2 intelligence.
Ramsey running right in. Looks like meanwhile simultaneously Raven has dropped on the bottom side of the map. Sorry for missing that one. So it looks like that was just an X-Torn and Splinter Blast kill. And no one smoking to come south. Currently
Yeah,
there's
top
no
lane.
trap.
Ramses, he got hacks up.
He should be okay. Yeah, he will jaunt away. And Ursa, again, still... Is that a solo smoke on the Ursa? I think so.
Yeah, he did.
Tim's going to get X, and he is going to get killed. All right, so no one's definitely making things happen.
Yep, the Conquer and the Ursa are the only ones that are able to move around and try to set up stuff. They have the damage and the disable to do that. So the rest of the heroes are going to be just trying to focus more on farming.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sam H putting a ton of pressure with his Siege Unit, and of course the Nether Blast.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tower should be going down momentarily here for Sam H. He's going to be able to claim the tower here.
Dire's top
Good-
tower is under
Good use
attack.
of the siege creep here, getting the tier 1.
Dire's
I
top
mentioned
tower
it a
has
few
fallen.
times in the current meta. That's really important to claim the offlane tower. Especially you see the rise in like picks on Brave King, because Brave King can do that very easily with the skeletons, and Pugna can also do it.
All right, Winter.
Dire's middle tower
Apparently,
is
we
under
just got a message that Twitch chat wants to hear the emotes. How do you feel about this?
It's up to you.
It's up to me.
You're the
All
boss.
the power's on me. I'm not used to with all this power. All right.
With great power comes great responsibility.
We'll try one of the teams unmuted, and we'll see how that goes. We'll ease into it.
Yep, Drow is going to hit level 6 fairly soon. That's going to gonna be a huge power spike for her teammates. So they have taken 2 tier 1s right now. So the tier 1 remaining is the Drow's lane, and Roshan will be open for the TA after
Great
this.
torrent here. That's going to hit on Raven, and they're going to dive. Gus pushing the Kunkka away. The Winter's Curse now forcing the IO hit. And I do believe that it's going to be... Oh, okay. Well, a little bit of heal here for Raven. He will die. Tim's now getting focused. He had a huge magic stick, but unfortunately his HP wasn't low enough where he could pop it for a big heal. He's not going to waste his stick here. Stick is actually like one of IO's most important regen items. And he'll go down as well. Pretty big kill on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, this is how VP has to get back into the game. Get all these like small, big, important pickoffs on the course.
Yeah,
And try to claw their way back into the game. And maybe try to, you know, if possible, stick a Roche. I think that would be something that you want to look out for if you are TNC.
And you were just saying that like VP don't really have the tools to make any comeback, right? So any kills that they get is huge.
I mean, they had the tools, but the tools had a bad start.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. All right, good D ward here. Realizing that the stacks are not happening.
At the end of the day, you still have to remember that their lineup is really good against TNC's lineup. There are heroes that are very good against the Drow. They can kill the TA with remove refraction with the PL illusions and whatnot. They just have to get their footing in this game, you know, stabilize the game, try not to bleed too many kills, don't lose too many towers, try to get as many items as they can. They have to just find a good fight. They have the better team fight lineup with the... Now they have the boat. They just need to wait for Solo to have his level 6. Take a good flash, get a key kill, get 1 or 2 key kills, and they can get back into this game. And for TNC, they just need to keep the ball rolling, try to get the remaining tier 1 and the Roshan. Those are the 2 important objectives they have to claim. They have Deso, right? Deso is completed in TA.
She's working towards it. Yeah.
Oh, she already has it on the career.
Okay. I'm surprised that there isn't a trap into the Roshan, but I guess he's saying, look, no one's not having a great game. There's not going to be an early Rosh. I imagine he'll put one once he has level 2 traps.
Yep, and Pasha just continuously pressuring the offlane, the wave of the offlane in, so forcing TNC to always constantly have to defend. So the PL has much more space to farm. Like, this is the way that you want to play the game right now. Like, create as much chaos on the other side of the map, so PL can spend a lot more time and a lot more space to get his defusal.
Well, it's going to be TNC. 2-man smoke up here.
Yep, they want to push their advantage. They definitely want to get a key, like 1 or 2 kills into Roche right now.
Deso is finished. Samage kind of baiting it out on the top lane.
They have both on Roger here.
Cuckoo is going to be the one leading the charge. They see the PL. The smoke is going to break here. And it's okay. Hex first. Jumps once.
Oh, he managed to trick him there. Oh, but he still got the real one.
Yeah. Where's the Hex? Where's the Hex? Oh no, the curse is going to come through. PL lives, and now Armel's on the run. There's a haste run on no one, I believe. He's going to X right back into the bolt. And all of a sudden, that TNC lead, very precious, it is gone. VP strikes right back.
That was a really big outplay by Ramses there, tricking the Lion into going on the wrong the wrong target, the illusion.
Wait, did he hex the wrong thing? I thought he still
He was chasing the wrong one. He was definitely chasing the wrong one because he was like moving one of the tankier illusion to the right side, and Cuckoo thought he was the real one. He was chasing that one.
So it gave them that extra bit of seconds to react.
And they were also playing around the shrine, so VP, they were able to react.
Very fast reaction by Pasha, yeah.
Good curse there, saving his body, and this is going to put TNC in an awkward spot because they just got the death, so they wanted to keep the ball rolling, and that move there halted their momentum a lot. So they can't afford to make another mistake like this.
Tim's going to run right into the Kunkka, and Roger, easiest X torrent. Good attempt to tether out, but that's going to be a +2 for Solo.
Oh, he's already at +10?
Yeah. He's been at the right places at the right time, dude. Although for TNC, they're going to still try to, like you said, keep the ball rolling, invade the enemy jungle, play very aggressively.
Yep.
They still have that finger of death that Cuckoo wanted to obviously use in that last game.
They need to get like deep wards down.
Yeah.
Like some aggressive wards. So far, they just placed 1. This is fine. They need 1 more, preferably in the lanes.
Okay, they've got 1 in the hill.
But this is going to give away a lot.
Finger and 1 more right click.
Fire. I think it's not worth though for him. I don't feel that's too good. Because that kill, he blew a long cooldown spell, and then he's going to give away the position of the ward. so I'm not too sure if that was entirely worth it. But then again, I felt like maybe he also didn't have a choice when he placed the ward and he saw a hero, then he's just like, whatever, kill him. So we're gonna see this ward getting dewarded shortly after this. And state of the game wise, VP has slowly stabilized the game. They got a few very important kills, like I mentioned, that they need to do. And PL is still halfway to his defusal, slowly getting back into the game.
Yeah, you know, the tools that you mentioned, they have the blink on Ursa now, and of course the Max X on the Kunkka really allows them to start getting these free picks.
The team fight as well. Let's not forget the curse, the boat, the global silence. Without BKB, that team fight is very, very scary.
Yeah.
They do have the decrep to sort of counteract the curse. You can decrep the curse target, but that's about it. Assuming if they don't get the global silence off. When there's global silence off, then there's nothing to stop them.
There is no answer to global silence until BKB comes out, which is going to be a while here for TNC.
Yep, they're going to smoke. Like, they have to keep the ball rolling.
Oh, they're going to run right up a hill here, Roger. Okay, Gus is going to miss.
He thought they were doing Roche. Oh dear. Another move botched here by TNC.
I don't think TNC actually thought that there was a ward here. That ward is still allowed to stay alive.
I thought they pinged it. Oh, never mind. Maybe they just didn't know. They're still smoke up with the IO and the Lion. They're trying to find an opening here. You kind of see that they are quite desperate to get the ball rolling. They're trying to squeeze any sort of small advantage, anything they can get right now.
I'm not sure if TNC could actually take a 5v5 fight though.
No,
team fight,
I think they definitely can't. They have to go for like a pick off, like some small kill, wait for the dagger on TA, maybe then go for another play.
Which is always very awkward for a draw lineup. I feel like as a draw lineup, you want to be five-manning into the tower, and if a fight comes, you just overwhelm them.
This is because of the failed smoke game, the first smoke, where they got counter killed by the Wyvern's ultimate near the shrine.
Uh-oh, the X is going to be available onto Armel. I don't think they were going to force anything here. Just drop a couple of spells.
Yeah, if they want to kill him, they need the Ursa to be nearby.
Oh, the boat's going to get committed. They still have global available.
It's okay.
Okay, they jump in. The Torrent will hit as well. They're just burning him down very slowly. They commit the global for this, but with a full magic wand, he has the refraction, and he might be able to blink away. He does. Meanwhile, simultaneously, it looks like Raven just killed the Ursa here.
Yeah, Ursa was trying to kill him.
Oh, okay, and then he had teammate backing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was global use. Oh, that's a big opening for TNC. Can TNC use this duration? They shrine? Do they have are they gonna smoke, or they should maybe try and get Roche? I think Roche could be a good option here for TNC.
Yeah, Bow was also used, although that has a very low cooldown.
Yeah, that's a short cooldown. It's not a big deal.
Actually, Winter's Curse being available is kind of scary in the Roshan pit, right?
True.
Yeah. You know what I kind of want to see? What if Cuckoo just solo smokes, drop some deep wards? Because you have the IR, right? Anybody you find, you just Hex, Impale, that's a kill?
They can do that for sure.
Yeah.
But they already used up two. I think they already used up two. They have only one remaining.
Okay.
You don't want to like use up all your smoke so quickly. And at the moment they have like three ops. I think they have too many wards on the same area. Like
I see.
and they are not able to play this area. So the vision that they have here is like essentially not that efficient.
Yeah.
Actually four on the same jungle. 4 wards on the same area.
You still get some benefits like seeing if heroes are farming there, seeing if smoke gang, but it's not a...
I kind of prefer to have at least one of the wards here.
In this area, right?
Yep,
like,
yep. Here or even around now, like maybe the lane of the bottom lane.
Although Shan is being started, of course, the Psionic Trap is going to see it out.
They weren't able to do anything during the cooldown of the global silence. That's very worrisome. They didn't get a tower. They didn't go for Roshan. They didn't go for a smoke. Then Ursa is gonna probably be able to finish this Roche. Let's see. Oh, he's a bit afraid. They want to wait for the global 18 seconds cooldown.
Okay, the Crep retracting the word for now.
And TA does she have traps set up? Okay, there's traps top lane, so they can actually shove this lane in. But bot lane, there's no traps.
Virtus.pro is going to pop a smoke. Are they going to start things up? I mean,
they
the trap.
Global. They have global.
Okay, so this is kind of a bait, right? They want to force the team fight. It's going to be Cuckoo getting found. Cuckoo easily killed.
But they didn't use.
Oh, the courier is going to get rushed down by PL as well.
What was it inside the courier?
Just a smoke, but still, that's a
but
nice
that's
bit of gold.
That should be Roshan down.
Yeah,
Can't fight.
they're gonna give up. Armel is just split pushing instead of.
Dyer's
Yeah,
top
they can't
tower
fight without the burst from the Lion. The Lion's actually a huge source of the damage for TNC right now. The decrab into the finger, if they can do that. Because Drow doesn't really have ways of dealing too much, like doing damage in the fights, because there's the cold embrace from Wyvern, and she doesn't have BKB, so it won't be easy for her to run in and hit people. Same as for the TA though, even though TA is relatively farm, but without BKB it'll be difficult for her to dish out damage in team fights. And not to mention there's the cold embrace which also counters the TA, so they have to try and jump and kill the Wyvern first in the fights.
All the players behaving very well. I have unmuted them all.
Really?
They are free.
TI man, everyone is extremely focused about
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
The current objective of the game. So VP secures the Roshan, they are about to finish a Basher on the Ursa, PL. Could go Manta this game. Manta is pretty useful. To remove the silence from the draw, remove the decrab maybe. So what about TNC? They're gonna get their crucial BKB soon. TA is halfway, actually more than halfway there. Draw is halfway there. I think this is the timing they have to wait for the 2 BKBs to come online and then look for a fight. And their objective right now is to try to just shove the lanes out, play around each other. And maybe the Pugna is the only one, or the TA can use the traps to shove out the dangerous lane.
Yeah, I don't think TNC is able to look for a head-on fight until they
No,
have triple
not now.
BKBs, or at least double.
I don't
BKB.
think they'll have triple BKBs. They're gonna have 2, and Pugna is just gonna have a 4-star or maybe an A on this.
Yeah.
I think that's the direction that he wants to go for at the moment. It'd be nice if they can get a dagger on the Lion too, but that's at this point that's a luxury if they can actually get a dagger on Cuckoo. TNC definitely trying to just avoid fights right now and VP in the driver's seat at the moment, despite how farm the TA is.
VP will take this tier 1 tower without too much of a fight.
are fortified.
Armel very afraid, and that's kind of playing versus Kunkka. If you don't see where the Kunkka is, and you're sieging a tier 1 tower, you could just get TP'd on, X'd, and you're just dead.
Or you can try to dodge the... I mean, it's possible to dodge the...
It is possible,
The
but
X torrent.
very difficult.
The dagger. Yeah. So, he's still really cautious, like you mentioned. He's not really hitting the tier 1 at bot.
Yeah.
It's just like letting the siege to do the job. That's a great...
Oh. Tower gonna get denied.
Yep, but at the same time, look at Tims and Raven. They are on the top side of the map. This is how they want to play. The Io and the Drow on one lane, and his teammates far away. Like, they have to spread heroes across the map. Find whatever farm they can, push whatever lane they can. And maybe the supports, I think only the Lion will do, like, trying to break the swarm if they sense danger. Or the Io using his life to save the cause with relocate. So those are the few things that they have to try and do in the next few minutes until the Aegis expires, and hopefully they take a good fight with the BKB. Which is, I think, already there for the... Yeah, Tia already has the BKB. Drow is still about 800 gold away.
Yeah.
No bot lane.
Relocate up top here, or bottom rather. Okay.
Oh, it does stop the...
It does cancel the
It does
relocate.
cancel the relocate.
Unless I don't think he manually canceled it. And now it's going to be, well, Sam H in a lot of trouble. No, he's going to decrep himself. There are traps available. Trap number 1 pops, but great torrent by Roger in the background.
Well, then it's a great counter.
It is a straight up counter.
It's like every time he just does that, the relocate just
And you hear the
doesn't-
relocate is global. Well, I mean, it's not that bad at the end of the day, right? You trade a relocate for a global. Can you actually do something now that global is down?
Not without the Drow BKB though, I feel. I'm not sure. They can try to go for like maybe a pick-off, but not a head-on fight. Aegis is still there for another, like, what, 30 seconds, a minute?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's not like Ursa really needs Aegis. He is pretty unkillable.
As long as he has the boat, the Wyvern, and the Silencer
Yeah.
to back him up. Actually, any 2 of those 3. He doesn't really need everything. So they're going to place wards at top. Like you mentioned, Kunkka are really good at setting up a defense if your team is like pushing a tower and the enemy is not defending. So that's what Roger's doing here.
Really like these wards being set up as he hides in the trees. Just give you all the extended vision of X.
Yep, and they have a ward in the enemy jungle as well. So, like I mentioned time and time again, very important to have wards in both sides of the jungle, so you know, preferably both shrines as well. You know, anyone's TPing to the shrine, are they moving bot, jungle, top jungle, so you can react accordingly, play accordingly towards their reaction.
Looks like they're going to try to make a play here against the Wyvern, but it's going to be no one getting found. He does have the Age of Immortal. Pasha looking for the curse. Okay, there is a curse, but it hits absolutely nobody, and they're going to keep canceling that Blink Dagger. Aegis going to go down. Lion does not have any stuns available. They're looking for a Gust play, I believe, or they're going to just right-click him down. No one's going to turn and fight. Going on Armel. Armel goes in bits for now. They will take down the Ursa. And that's pretty much it.
I think he had to wait a bit to get a better. Like the only way he saved him is to get a better curse.
Better curse, right? Yeah. And because he had 2 life, I think he could have been a little bit patient.
Yep.
I felt like Pasha kind of just jumped the gun there.
Yep. Mistakes were made. Like everyone makes mistakes. So right now they are gonna have to deal with the fact they don't have Aegis, but X.
Well, Kuku has the haste, and now the relocate's gonna come in. The global just a tad late, but it's gonna save him regardless.
But still, like that's blowing a long cooldown spell to save a support.
Yeah.
I still. Let's see whether TNC can actually play, like use this opening.
I think they can. Raven just finished his BKB. Like this is a very good time.
They should be able to get at least 1 to 2 towers here. They have to.
Okay, that's gonna be Kuku in a little bit of trouble. No curse just yet. The bounty rune not being selected either. Maybe Pasha's gonna take it. Kuku's gonna come back for it. Here comes the Ursa. Okay, bounty rune secured, but 2 supports dying as a result. Courier flying by, maybe that's going to die too. That's going to be his BKB being delivered. Maybe they could set up a fight. Raven looking for the TP out. Curse is available, but he does not have vision.
Gosh, I thought that was actually really close.
Oh, Kunkka finds one. Wow, activates a 10-second BKB.
Oh, that was a great play there by Roger. So they have 1 BKB down, but they still have the trial BKB. They have to wait for the 2 supports to come alive and try to walk down 1 lane and push as a group. Or maybe smoke. I think they have 1 last. Oh, wait, do they have a smoke?
You're talking about TNC here?
Yeah, TNC. No, they don't have smokes.
No smoke on them right now. Also, I really like the way that the Dire heroes are itemizing. Look at Kunkka. He's going for a Crimson Guard. Wyvern going for already has a Solar Crest finish, so just very good defensive.
Yep, and Silencer has a Ghost Scepter, which is perfect against TA.
Gonna be really hard to fight into this rather defensive.
I mean, their heroes is like they save each other, you know. It's very difficult to like, oh, I want to kill this guy, but you can't ignore the other guy. So team fights is still going to be difficult for them to take, even though they have this double BKB on Drow and TA. They have to be able to, let's say, perfect scenario. They have to be able to kill the Wyvern. And maybe the Wyvern and Silencer, you engage both of them at the same time and kill them both. Because if you actually catch them with the Lion, the Wyvern is still going to die. But for that to happen, you need your Lion to have a blink.
Yeah, which Kuku has been. I mean, he's actually close.
Yep, it's not that far away.
Yeah.
But then again, like if the Roshan is going to spawn soon. If he can't get the blink before the Roshan spawns, then I think VP is going to secure the second Roshan. I think that would mean that the game will be very, very difficult. This Roshan is extremely important. TNC has to be able to contest this Rosh. They can't give away this Rosh. It's already up.
No one is finishing his BKB as well. I think for VP they want to definitely wait for no one's BKB before they go into the Rosh.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
What else are they waiting for? I think that's pretty much it.
Crimson.
Yeah, Crimson will be nice.
A little bit far away.
Nice. Not that far though. Like another 300 gold, 400 gold.
All right, Roshan is scouted, and I do believe the traps are being killed. So.
Tense moments here. Both teams understand that this Roshan is going to decide the fate of the game here.
Yeah. No one very close to his BKB. I think just one more camp.
They're just like trying to scout out, not trying to commit in. But it's what we call like in out in. They're just trying to bait stuff, try to get whatever information they have. But at the same time, not fully committing for a fight, waiting for a better opportunity. Well, in this case, it's waiting for their items to be completed.
By the way, Lion Blink that you mentioned finished. He buys a smoke for himself, so he temporarily shows a blink.
This has to work. This smoke.
On the mid lane, they see the blink on the... Oh, okay. X back here on Armel. He is controlled. Does not pop the BKB, and as a result, he loses a ton of his HP. He then pops the BKB, and the curse is going to lock him down. Armel relocate defensively. The global cancels it, so that's going to be one. It's going to be a secondary one as well as Io dies. Huge kills coming in. They both have buyback. But that's going to be a very expensive And they will use these buybacks, I believe.
Oh dear.
Are they using it?
Silencer is a hard counter to
Yeah, it is. Not using that TA buyback just yet, Roshan.
But he doesn't have BKB, so even if he buyback, then
no, he has to. It is low. And do they have any way to jump in? I'm not too sure. They see it, and now Lion blinks in! He's looking for the kill! Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Alright, that was anticlimactic as hell, and now Ursa jumps outward looking for Raven. Raven pops a BKB, but again, it's just people sticking right in his face. He's turning around, going on no one. No one will die. Silencer drops as well. Ramsey has the Aegis of Immortal. He gets gusted back. Armel's okay for now as well. Sam H in a very terrible spot. He's gonna just TP out. Yeah, he makes it home.
Force Staff, that is why Force Staff is regarded by many one of the best items in the game.
Yeah, it's nerfed repeatedly throughout all the patches, but it's a very, very common buy. We're going to watch that one more time here. Great attempt to steal. I think Cuckoo thought he was going to take the Roshan kill with the Impale. After Impale kind of just stood there, I was like, wait, why did Roshan not die? Raven, again, a little bit late on the BKB. But huge damage output between Raven as well as Armel.
The Maelstrom.
Yeah.
He's going to want to get an axe after this to deal with the PL. But that was still a really good attempt by TNC because they understood how important was that Roshan.
Yep.
So at the very least, I think they forced did they force the cheese at least? I think cheese was used.
Let me check. Yeah, cheese is gone. So Aegis still alive. Cheese gone. Who had the cheese, by the way? Was it Ursa?
I think it should be the Ursa. Or someone else. I didn't see it, but I knew cheese was gone.
Yep. I also did not pay attention to Wyvern's positioning. I didn't really see whether the curse was super good or not.
But at the end of the day, like all the BKB charges are being used. Like once they go down low, then like even with the BKB, it feels like the team fights are still difficult. But I think going into late game, if the draw actually gets to the point where you get the Aghanims with the Mjolnir. Oh no, you don't have to get Aghanim, sorry, because there's the
IO will always tether to you, so you just have free Aghanims. Solo. Lobo immediately used, and Sam H. Oh, force up to the high ground. He's fine for now, self-decrep. And he's going to pour home, but the X is going to cancel that TP. Sam H going to go down simultaneously. It looks like they traded Wyvern for the line. Sam H still somehow alive, but will get chased down by the rest of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, they still have to be careful of this damage output or this draw. If they can't actually get close on her with the IO tethered, she can do an immense amount of damage in
look at this
team fights. Yeah, look at the damage. They actually still have the ability to kill heroes really quickly. If somehow they jump the
Is that what happened in the last team fight? Or do you think IO wasn't 15 then?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it still stays the same. If they can actually focus someone with the lion and then or focus someone else with the draw and then the lion gets the wyvern is taken out, then they can actually have a lot of damage to kill someone.
And then likewise, it's Wyvern's job to kind of disrupt the IO draw combination. So
I feel like it's important for him to have an A on this though, on the Winter Wyvern this game.
Sure.
Like all the items he's going is fine, like the Aether Lance and whatnot, but I think the hammer is a bit too far of a stretch, even though we saw it from Universe earlier and it worked well. But this game I felt like because he's such an important composition in a team fight that the enemy has to kill him first to be able to have a chance to win the team fights. So if you think about that, then you would feel that Aeon this is something that you want to have to eliminate any chances of the enemy winning the team fight.
Also, I want to say that in the Universe Fnatic game, he needed the Blink Wyvern ult as an initiating tool, but in this game you had Kunkka for that setup. So I feel like there's less of importance for him to go for that kind of chain stun combination. Yeah,
that is true. And not only that, they have the Ursa to jump in, maybe get a lucky back to start fights. Not that reliable, but also a possible way. If you jump in with the Ursa and then you global right after that, if you don't want to save the global for the relocate. But I think he's just going to do that the whole game. He's just going to wait for the relocate, cancel the relocate, and yeah, that's his job. And TNC is still trying to find an appropriate opening for them. They don't get me wrong, they still have a lot of damage. They're gonna be if they find someone on their own or they get a good initiation from the Lion, they're gonna be able to kill stuff very, very easily. And at this point of the game, because they have all these traps around the map, they can easily split push, chop out the lanes. Whereas for VP, because they're playing against a relocate, they still have to be somewhat cautious, about how they push out the lanes. So as you can see now, and now the map control is still in TNC's favor. 2 lanes being pushed out, and they're gonna send back the Lion to deal with the bottom lane. And they're gonna definitely try to still keep a good spread of heroes across the map. They don't want to have too many heroes in one side of the map.
Glimmer Cape here on Pugna. And looks like he's picking up a plate mail for
Interesting.
Lotus Orb, I imagine, to get rid of the global silence.
Like I mentioned, the D-Crab can be a good way of saving against the Winter's Curse.
Yeah.
So Lotus Orb is going to make sure that he can do that against the global silence.
Cuckoo very close to me, just playing with fire here.
So once VP takes care of all the lanes, they move down to 5 heroes in one lane.
Oh, blinking in, activating that BKB, looking for that lucky bash. Did not find it.
I guess that means it's end of the push. I don't think they want to push without the BKB.
That was a 9-second BKB charge for that play.
Risky play, but didn't work out for them. So... Right.
To be fair though, if he did get the Lion kill, I think they could have possibly poked more into high ground.
Lion's gonna have buyback, so and that's a
true.
support. I don't know.
VP getting all 4 bounty runes, extending that lead.
I think this is a point where they are going to want to look to get a gem to control the map, because TNC is trying to play this rat and mouse game. They're trying to speed up, shove out lanes, and all these traps. You know, you cannot underestimate all these traps on the lanes. You have to like get either you buy a lot of sentries to kill them, or you need to get a gem.
Yeah.
Like TA's traps are actually so freaking annoying.
I mean, as you can see here, the trap just one-shot the green
relocate.
wave. Bottom side, Global is going to cancel that relocate, but Lion, he's out. Blinks in the trees.
That's actually really, really good for TNC.
Yeah, trade it again, relocate for Global.
And he got out. So nothing of value was lost. But in this game, we've always seen like when Global's on cooldown, TNC doesn't seem to be able to capitalize on force of play. They're still very cautious of the team fight of VP. Even though they don't have Global, the Curse, the Bolt, they're still really, really strong in engages.
So let's talk about kind of maybe 10 minutes down the line, ultra late game, or rather late game. Who's got the better lineup for that?
I think Drow is actually really strong in ultra late game with this Aghanim.
I mean, you assume the IO gets to fully tether on him the whole fight, which may or may not happen.
Yeah, but I feel like they have the damage to kill them if they get a good engage. As long as, like I mentioned, time and time again, this Wyvern has to be the first one to go down. Okay, he has A on this now. Okay,
right.
never mind that.
So that changes everything.
That would change everything, because then they will have to get a nullifier on the TA,
which he has. Nullifier. I think he's building towards it, or he was thinking of building toward it, and now he's changing to the Hex instead.
I think once you see the A on this, you probably just want to get nullifier. I mean, I think he realized after that, oh, okay, this game I have to get A on this on Wyvern. It's like this item is very, very important for the heroes, that the saving heroes. You have to stay behind far enemy lines. You have to stay back. You have to wait for a right opportunity to come out, and you can't afford to get caught out first. And Aeon this is always perfect on those heroes. And at this point of the game right now, third Roshan is going to spawn anytime soon. VP makes a smoke right about the Roshan time, so they're hoping to get a kill, maybe a pick off and into a quick Rosh.
Critically, this fight Pasha does not have the Aeon disc, so
doesn't he have it? Oh, he didn't buy it.
He's got the gold, but
I think he should buy it though. Like if you have Aeon this, you don't need buyback. That's what I feel.
Cuckoo possibly looking to break some smokes, just hanging out in behind trees. Checking out both teams' visions here.
Yeah, he's buying the Aeon this. He's sending it over.
Okay, Lion gives away his position temporarily. Roger kills a trap. Very tense moment again, right before the Roshan.
Yep. Like even though VP is ahead, they are fairly cautious about how much damage the TA and Drow can do in the team fights. They have to make sure that they don't give away like their positionings too hastily, because if Lion catches someone important, they can still blow him up really quickly. But now with the A on this, I feel like it just got so much harder for TNC to win the fights, because they can't kill this Wyvern, so they can only try and kill maybe the Conquer, but Conquer is not even that easy of a kill target, because he has this Crimson Guard and he has the Talisman of Evasion, and I don't think they have any MKBs.
Yeah, and they have to do it through Goat Bowl as well. Like, it's not just the 2 core hitting,
Yeah.
but also the supports providing finger or stuns.
I think ideally right now they still want to try to split the map if
Cuckoo
possible.
gonna run right into the team here. He blinks away quickly.
Oh,
Blink forward. It's Roger. He does have the A on this. Coming in huge here, and now it's gonna be BKB activated by Raven. Global is still hanging out. Global is gonna come out now, and Raven just kind of just run away. No bashes just yet. This is a nice reset.
This is really good for TNC.
Yeah, TNC could just heal up on the shrine and re-engage. Roshan, by the way, spawning very, very soon. So both cores traded BKBs.
This draw is actually extremely strong right now with the butterfly.
Yeah.
They have no MKBs on the Ursa or the PL. This is a risky move. They're going to the Roche here. I think TNC did they have a trap there? I mean, not.
They did. They had a trap, but it
Way
died.
too big. Okay, never mind. I don't think they can reach on time. Way too big. The Solar Crest plus the Ursa. No way. They reach on time.
Uh-oh, that's going to be engagement starting things out. It's going to be onto the Winter Wyvern. The big bolt's going to come through. No BKB protecting the Drow Ranger. Ramsey as well as no one going right onto Io. Io's dead, and Raven without any backup support. No BKB helping out either. The Decrepify coming in and the Life Drain. Raven's still alive, but alive for what? As he's going to get corralled and ganged up by the rest of VP. Good TP out by Sam H, somehow living through all of that.
Well done, Decrep TP, and there was no mana on the Kanka.
Bounty.
And Armel did a really good job in the fights. Not sure if you caught that. He just went behind. He killed because Wyvern didn't have A on this. He just died to the TA.
Yeah.
And he killed the Silencer as well. They were all, both behind the enemy lines.
So they're going to be able to pick up a freebie as well with the neutral
He's
come in.
so tanky.
He is tanky thanks to that Crimson Guard. And now it's going to be TA in a lot of trouble. He's going to try to turn on Roger. The splash is going to be enough. Gem is hitting the deck, but they will get the prize kill.
Yep.
Looks like Lion has also.
Look at his talents as well. You don't often see a lot of Comcast going to armor, but this game is really good.
Armor and health regen.
Armor and health regen that allowed him to stay alive, and he's going to have this Hellbird up soon. And that's going to be a very critical item against this TA and this draw.
Here's the thing, though. With that Refresher Shard that we haven't really talked about, they either have double silence, double global, so global through BKB, or Wyvern has 2 curses and 2 discs.
I actually think it's quite hard to decide whether the curse or the global. They're both are,
I mean, both are excellent.
yeah, both are equally good.
Well, Virtus.pro really forcing out buybacks at this point. TA's got him, but probably needs to use it. Sam H just has to decrypt and protect the ward. But look at that Drow Ranger just killing. Nice, blinking in, hexing, looking for Impale, but Cuckoo now. Defensive Yules is going to come out. Curse, though, huge. Cutting off a lot of that damage from the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger in a bad spot. Global number 1, Global number 2 is available as well. That force that pushing him in the wrong direction. Raven uses the BKB right before he dies, so now he buys back without having BKB available. I do believe VP's had enough, though. They will back off. They still have the Refresher Shard available.
And PL is out of mana, so they don't really have to force things too much.
So the last engagement was double buyback from both the Templar Assassin as well as the Drow Ranger.
Yep. Oh, he finds a okay. He finds a
they're back.
regen. Why not? He finds a regen.
They're back.
This is gonna keep the push going. And
I
like
think
you mentioned,
VP's gonna break the base here.
oh wait, where's the refresher shot? Use it?
Did he pass it
oh,
on?
he passed
Wyvern
it.
has it.
He
Wyvern
passed
has
it
it.
to Wyvern.
Man, that curse was so big against Raven just now. Okay. Hex. Oh,
DKB's on cooldown.
Nice defensive force up. Hex is going to come out. Where's the curse? Looking for it on the back line here. Armel
And look at
backing
the
up
damage.
with the BKB. Damage is there. Nice Gus pushing back, but who's protecting the racks? BP running back for now. Very low is the Ursa. Ursa dropping super low. Will survive through that one.
Look
The
at
Hex,
that draw, man.
but the heal from Wyvern is going to be there. Samage, Impale. They will trigger the Aegis of Immortal. Do they have a Hex available onto the Lion? Lion in position, Hex cooling down, using him up. Hex is going to be there. Damage, Curse. Curse is going to be available. Again, shutting down the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger losing about half her HP.
Oh, they have to
Everyone
run.
is going to disengage. Cuckoo jumping forward. They're going to try to kill the PL. PL double gangering away. Moving the illusion. Nice micro, but he is going to get splashed down as well. All the range and splash damage of Raven.
This Draw Ranger with this agony from the IO and the Milnia, he's just doing an absurd amount of damage in the fights. And VP didn't really like. I think they have to kill someone with the curse though. Like
What
every
hap-
time, he can't just use it as like a disable to lock. He has to like instantly kill someone with it. And now we see a relocate, one of the few rare ones completed in the game.
Yeah.
Dyer's middle
Getting a
tower
huge
is
pick off
under
here
attack.
onto the silencer, which is going
And
to
they're going to just keep going.
it's going to force the buyback. I think at least the silencer and the. Oh, the Wyvern doesn't have buyback.
Wyvern does not have buyback, and he's got the shard. The double buyback's going to get used, and TNC
It's huge.
just going to back it off for now. TNC has been...
They did not respect the damage from the draw. I told you this draw with the IO, they cannot be, you know, too disrespectful to it. They just dove into the tier 4s. They didn't finish it. They didn't target the racks. They tried to kill heroes. And Raven was just sitting on the sidelines. He was beside and tethered with IO, and he was just like right-clicking, doing damage. And despite the core embrace to try and, you know, mitigate some of the damage, but he still dealt so much from the chain lightnings.
This is going to be a big fake back here by TNC. Cuckoo looking for a jump. Keep in mind that buybacks were used on both Wyvern, or sorry, on the
Silencer and PL.
Silencer and PL. So any kills on them,
That's their win condition. If they kill PL,
PL in particular, yeah, that's a big one. But hard to do it through 2 Winter's Curse. But it looks like the shard is passed back onto the Silencer for now. So double global is what we're looking
I don't know,
at.
I feel like PL needs to buy a blink though.
Why is that?
He needs to close the gap to kill the draw. I feel like he needs the blink to be able to do that reliably.
You know, I don't think it's about the draw. I feel like it's about the IO. Because IO is providing so much...
Yeah, then it's the same thing. He
Same
can
thing. You
blink-
break up the combo.
Yeah, you blink to the eye and just kill him first, and then you global so that they can't relocate out. Without blink, he's like not able to do it. I don't know. I think that's really important when I see PLs and they're up against heroes that they have to absolutely like close the gap on. Blink is always a very, very good option for him.
He's max slotted, so I don't even know what he's going to drop.
The boots. I think if you get blink, you're gonna replace it with the boots.
He just swapped out treads. for
Solo,
BO2s.
no buyback.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what a stun!
Okay, that's going to catch. Oh, nice heal coming through, giving them time. And now Ramsey just diving in. Curse coming on the right side. No one taking quite a bit of damage. Global number 2 is going to come out. Tim's being focused, juking around right now. And it's going to be, oh, Raven taking a bunch of damage. Okay, that's Global number 2 coming out. Tim's in a lot
TA
of
has no
trouble.
buyback.
Yeah, and they're just running down the IO. Clearly identifying that without the IO, Raven just
Raven
doesn't
cannot
do
afford
anything.
to die here. Raven cannot afford
He's
to die.
juking, he's juking. He forced staff. He's gonna look at
He has
TP out.
no
Look at the
buyback.
damage.
2 cost no buyback.
Yeah, 2 cores, no buyback. I think it's just run the other direction.
Oh, that's just the double global there. Okay, maybe after that, I think that double global is better than the double curse.
I mean, the first global, all the cores pop the BKB, but the second global, that means no decrep defensive. Line doesn't do anything, and of course, IO doesn't do much either. Cuckoo,
Like,
by the way.
it might seem a bit premature, but they had no vision in that area, so he just decided to global because they were on the high ground.
Yeah.
Cuckoo just trying to buy as much time as he can, shuffling the creep wave. But right now, there's a creep wave coming in the mid lane. It's still gonna arrive in about 10 seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
But
And
they have no buyback on the 2 cores. There's no way they defend against this, I think. They have to give up like at least one lane at least.
Yeah.
I think maybe even the second lane.
Ursa buys BOTs, joins the push. There's a glyph protecting the
Are they
tower.
going to force the throne? No, that's the question. Because they definitely knew that the Tia and Drow have no buyback.
We'll see if they're going to force. No, they're going to go for the very safe second lane of racks.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
The rest of VP zoning out as the cores shredding through these Raxes.
Radiant's bottom
Virtus.pro
has fallen.
looking poised to add another victory to their group stage run.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
30X going out.
Radiant's bottom
Looks like just TP back to get some regen, and now jumping in Cuckoo out of this game for another minute. And the GG might be forced out. Both cores back in about 10 seconds, but they really need that Lion to actually get that critical Hex in. We're going to see some Mega Creeps right now.
It's definitely Megas. They can defend with the Drow.
Yeah, they definitely can defend.
With the Tether.
But,
Radiant's top
well,
VP is just going to go back. Roshan is about to be spawning soon. So they're going to just get that and end the game. Shrine, Roshan, and try to end the game. TNC has 0 buybacks, right? Available. Pugna has buyback.
top shrine has fallen.
I'm not sure how important the Pugna buyback is. I feel like Raven and TA is...
Yeah, of course. The Tia and the Drow is the 2 most important heroes in their composition. Those are the 2 that you want to have buybacks on. Tia is going to have buyback in a minute, so the next fight he'll have buyback. Drow will have buyback in also 1 minute.
Funny thing is that even with the Mega Creep, Drow's like, yeah, I'm gonna just shred through them.
He just needs teams next to
Yeah.
him. So they are going to try and contest this Roche. They don't want to give away this Roche. I think we saw what happened when Silencer had the refresher shot.
Yeah.
They just can't win the fights.
They were silenced for so long that
12 seconds.
I thought it was still the first global before they fire off the second one.
Oh, VP
Armel.
here trying to just
Are they gonna take a fight here?
get a pick off.
Okay.
Raven's on the high ground. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Global's gonna be there. He pops the BKB, and well, he's invis for now. But the bashes is true. The bashes are real. Virtus.pro, and looks like that's gonna be a defensive relocate. Lion gonna get X back. Nope, looks like defensive Yule's gonna pull him out of the X, but it does not matter. GG's called by Armel, and Virtus.pro takes another W. That's gonna improve their score to 5-2. 20K victory over TNC.
Still a very good showing by TNC though. This game definitely felt like they were in control at certain points of the game, but they were not able to capitalize on the first few. I think the globals where they used it to save someone, but they weren't able to try to get Roshan or force any towers. They were just like farming. But at the same time, I understand that it's quite hard for them to team fight. Even though Global's down, there's still the curse, there's still the boat. It's not easy for them to team fight. But at that stage, I felt like they had to try and maybe even get the Roshan because they had the early Desolator on Armel this game. Because they couldn't get anything done with the first Global down, then VP got the Roshan subsequently and they took control of the game, and TNC went into the speed push mode with the Wisp and the TA traps, and they were just like trying to get scrap whatever farm they can find across the board. I'm not sure about that period of time whether the decision to not try to get Roshan was the correct one, because I felt like they had the tools to actually get the Roshan.
This fight was where I felt like the momentum was halted,
this
right?
Is the momentum
they
swing.
got the Desolator on the TA and the
smoked.
Lion 6.
Yeah, they smoked.
They smoked and then they just got counter ganked. They lost like 3 heroes and then like.
This one was because the PR outplayed them. But I thought initially Lion actually found Cuckoo knew who was the real one. Then he chased the wrong one.
Yeah.
Then after that, Pasha came in on the shrine, TP in, got a good curse, fight turn around.
To me, the two things about this game are the two supports for VP. Obviously, we talked a lot about the global silence playing a huge role, shutting down the IO. There was no IO relocates for the most part. And then the Kunkka, it just set up so many kills. Because when we talk about cores like Ursa, you just need disables, right? And Kunkka was always there to give him that disable. So really good stuff.
Yep. Pasha played a pretty good game as well.
Yeah.
He had a few botch ultimates, but I think overall he did what he needed to do in the game, and itemization maybe could have been better. He still got the A on this at the end, but I felt like could have gotten it earlier.
This was a big turning point as well.
Yep.
Cuckoo looking for the Age of Steel. Had he gotten it, would have been a very different game, but unfortunately. And this is where we first realized that, oh yeah, that Drow hurts. As he just sat there and just right-clicked at everybody. But yeah, we're gonna go to a short break after these clips. TNC needs to really recollect themselves. They played a very good game against Virtus.pro, but we gotta keep in mind that Virtus.pro started this game by losing the laning stage. And most teams just flat out lose the game from that point on. But Virtus.pro played a very good, like 10 to 15 minute stage of the game where they recollected themselves. They had a lot of great defensive plays with the Kunkka.
This is why they're one of the best teams in the world.
They could play from behind.
They are able to find that key moment where, okay, we lose the lane, so this are the few things that we need to do. This hero has to, like Ursa was moving when he had like no items. He had a bottle of boots. Just running around trying to pressure because
he solo smoked to gang a Drow bottom. It was like
they knew that he was the one that has to, or maybe he knew that he had to do the role of moving around because as we mentioned earlier, if you're a core Wyvern, you don't really want to move. You want to like sit in your lane and farm.
For sure.
Try to wait for stuff to happen or created by your teammates, and you connect to whatever they are doing. So I think I have to applaud that no one did a lot of work for his team despite not having a good laning phase.
That's the making of true champions. How much can you do when you're behind? And they did a lot. So Virtus.pro up 1 game in this best of 2 series. We'll take a short break, guys. Game 2 is coming up next. He's Winter. I am Lumi. We'll see you in just a bit.
TNC.Predator.
Hello and welcome back to Virtus.pro versus TNC. I am Lumi, joined by Winter, and this is game 2 of the best of 2 series. We just watched Virtus.pro really maneuvered after a pretty poor early game and was able to take a pretty decisive victory. TNC, though, still had a lot of good moves, but we'll see if they are able to adjust here.
Yeah, that game showed that why VP is such a top-tier team. They understood what they needed to do on which heroes who had to move, who has to try and make space despite not having a good laning phase, trying to enable the rest of the heroes to play their game. Just very good game sense that shown by VP.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
let's not take anything away from TNC. They still played a really solid game. They had a lot of opportunities to still take control of the game, but just fell short. And a couple of occasions, especially the Roshan when Cuckoo tried to steal the edges. We'll see if there are more opportunities in this game for Cuckoo to do that. So the bans, VP takes out the Prophet, the Necro, the Enchantress. I think Enchantress has
10
been
seconds remaining.
one of the hottest heroes right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very
5
strong lane
seconds
dominator
remaining.
and high damage dealer in the later parts of the game, which not many of the off-lane heroes here are able to do. And it goes through magic immunity. That's why she has a lot of value. And because of the previous nerfs to Diffusal Blade no longer purging, her enchant right now is one of the few things available to remove in on this, let's say purge away the Stray from Klings, which has been picked a lot today, yesterday. So she's rise up to become a very valuable pick for teams. And Tiny as well.
So we do see the Silencer being banned out. And we'll see if the IO is going to get picked up here. No Silencer global.
VP
too.
wants IO Tiny if they don't pick it up because they already banned the Silencer. Them.
I mean, if they... I don't know if
It
they
kinda
want IO
forces-
Tiny.
I don't know. It kind of.
It forces the IO pick. It feels
10
like...
seconds
It's like, hey, if you don't pick it, we'll pick it ourselves.
Then they have to be thinking about Weaver as well.
5
Weaver is one of the
seconds
better heroes
remaining.
against Tiny at the moment. So I think a lot of the teams that pick Tiny would ban Weaver in the next phase if it's not banned. So that's another hero that you want to think about when you're playing as Tiny.
Okay, we're going to see the Sam H. Mirana being picked up.
This is a flexi pick for DNC.
Sam
think-
H does end up playing it most of the time, but they could definitely put it on different roles.
Yeah, but realistically, from my understanding, 3 of their cores all play the hero.
Okay. I actually have really positive memories of Armel playing it. When he plays the mid Mirana, he is actually very active, very successful ganks with arrows and
So
stuff.
going for the aura, kind of similar to the last game with the Drought, the Venge Mirana.
Okay.
Venge also likewise a very flexible pick. Could be position 5, could be 4, could be a carry, but we don't see that as much as before.
I am surprised that the
10
Willow
seconds
hasn't been picked up.
remaining.
This is actually one of TNC's best heroes. Tim plays it very amazingly. I think we casted one of their games yesterday where he played it very well. Was picking up a lot of solo kills.
Going for a different approach, I guess, right now for them.
Okay.
Bane Tiny, we've seen this before from BP as well. Like they have 2 heroes that are very strong in the lane. So there we go. We see the ban on the Weaver. Like I said, if you don't pick the Weaver, you're not going to be able to pick him against the Tiny. That's what most teams are doing right now.
So can you kind of explain the matchup between Tiny and Weaver? Because on one side, I do see Tiny being able to kill the Weaver pretty easily with the Blink Dagger Avalanche combo.
And you just need to itemize, like get more HP, like
Okay.
get a hood or whatever. But the reason why I say
10 seconds
Weaver's really good
remaining.
against Tiny is because in the lane you can bully him, and Tiny is very low armor, so the bugs do a lot of damage to you.
Okay.
I think in general, like in the game itself, like if Tiny doesn't kill you in the combo, you get time lapse, you undo all the damage, and you have the bugs to deal with the to run him down, chase him. Because Tiny is also a very slow hero,
Sure.
so it's very annoying for Tiny to deal with a Weaver that has a good start, a lot of farm.
TNC showing a lot of respect, takes out the Kunkka once again, which I thought was a key part of the VP victory last game.
So without Kunkka, maybe they go for like Earthshaker. I think that some of the teams kind of prefer like having that melee
10
position for
seconds
like the
remaining.
Kunkka, the Earthshaker, or the Earth Spirit. But Earth Spirit, I'm not quite sure about the hero
5
because the laning of
seconds
Earth Spirit is still somewhat a suspect for me. I think his laning is quite weak still, whereas compared to Earthshaker and Kunkka, they're both much better in the 2v2 situations.
Yesterday, we saw Vici Gaming run a Bane ET combination as the 4 and 5.
ET is okay too. I'm a big fan of the hero, but I feel like he's still not that great though in the laning phase. Despite like thinking about when you think about the hero, oh, he has this.
He has a lot of stuff.
a lot
right?
of damage, but then in actual fact, in the lane, he's actually still not that strong, because he has to. There's a lot of things that has to happen. He has to get a lot of damage from the neutrals. You run it back. Hopefully, it touches on the two enemy heroes as well, so you get a lot of damage. It's not like a reliable lane dominator. He has the potential of being a lane dominator, but not reliable. And you see in the second phase bans, they remove the Kanka, they remove the Earthshaker. Those
Really targeting out Rogers
yeah,
here.
those are the two heroes that Roger has been playing a lot, and they banned the Chen earlier, so he's going to be playing something maybe a bit different here. He likes Clockwork as well, but with the PL lane heroes. What else does he play? He definitely doesn't like to play those like Undying kind of
10
heroes.
seconds remaining.
Undying, Trian.
Those are more position 5s, right?
Like position
seconds
4, but you kind
remaining.
of play them like a position 5.
right.
Yeah, something like that. It's maybe it's a bit difficult to pinpoint. But I think the simple way of explaining, he's a position 4, but he does what a position 5 hero does with farm, because he can't really farm as Undying. But you
Sure.
start off with the game as position 4. What else fits the bill? Haven't seen Sand King in a while. I think teams have totally shy away from Sand King because of all the repeated nerfs that he's received.
Sand King to me is still a very decent filler pick, right? Like he's a hero, has a stun, he could lane okay, has a decent team fight. It's gives you initiation in late game. He's not per se bad in any category, but like you said, he has been nerfed a couple of times in
I mean,
recent
he
patches.
does play Elder Titan, but
I don't know if you want ET versus Mirana MPL. Like it's just really hard to land those stuns versus
yeah.
these heroes.
TNC.Predators turn.
Okay, no, he is gonna go back.
Still go
for the
back
Wisp.
for the Wisp. Yeah, we talked about that and we forgot about it. They didn't ban it.
Yeah,
So it's
Tiny
definitely
Wisp.
still available for them. And Tiny can go off lane, Tiny can go any of their lanes. So everything is still super ambiguous for them. Ember Spirit could also be a good pick for VP later on, because Ember's really great against the PL.
10
Because now
seconds
Root doesn't Root disables the doppelganger. You can't really use it.
Right.
You have to get a Manta,
5
and
seconds
Ember plus IO is
remaining.
also a great combination. And Root also stops the Mirana from leaping, so could be a good potential pick later. For TNC right now, they have to figure out what's the support partner for the Venture. What kind of heroes are they going for? That's the Wyvern against the IO.
Sure. Willow still in the picture here for.
Yeah, Willow's fine too, I guess. You can somewhat use the Terrorize against the Relocate.
Right now, they're really lacking in team fight. That's why I really like Willow. Terrorize gives them a lot of
I'm thinking
setup.
the other hero I'm thinking about is Earth Spirit, because teams used to play a lot of Earth Spirit.
Okay.
Still like the Willow,
Yeah.
their comfort pick so far for teams. Gives them the team fight that they're lacking, gives them damage as well, because Willow does a lot of damage as a support. Laning phase quite okay. Not super strong, not weak. She's somewhere in the middle.
Yep. I say the AoE of Curse Crown is so large that it kind of pressure the IO Tiny combination. Like you have to be very careful in your positioning when you're running around, tear it up.
Interesting Gyro. They go for the Gyro. The Gyro against PL matchup is like I mean, sure you can clear out the illusions, but
Yo, but no, this is the
I feel
IO. It's the IO gyro combo,
I
dude.
feel but still I feel like it goes both ways. So PL can also do well against
10
Gyro because you keep
seconds
chipping
remaining.
him, and you try to but if PL ever
Free Psygunner, dude.
Remaining.
yeah, but if PL ever gets ahead, PL beats Gyro very easily.
Sure.
In the call-to-call matchup, but you're right. He does have an IO, so that's gonna supplement a lot of his damage, boost his damage a lot,
Yeah.
and keep him alive in the team fights with the sustain, the heal, and everything.
And vice versa, I think Gyro probably does a better job keeping the IO alive than the Drow Ranger in the last game. Because I feel like once PL just ran at the IO, Drow just had to run as well. Like she was unable to stand in the front line. I think Gyro does a better job at that.
Zoning ultimate.
Yeah, zoning ultimate.
And the
Flat Cannon's pretty decent for that.
Virtus.Pro's
All right,
turn
like
to
you
bat.
mentioned, the Ember Spirit. TNC sees it as well, and they will ticket out.
So they have to decide right now. Do we run our tiny off lane? Or do we run a tiny mid? Because if they look at TNC's lanes, they can still technically have PL in mid, PL or the PL carry.
10
And Mirana could
seconds
go to any
remaining.
of the lanes.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard for them to pinpoint. They just need to pick a hero that's good in
5
the lane.
seconds remaining.
That's solid. Gyro, definitely you don't want him to go off lane, but we did see, like, I think it was Secret. They had this IO Gyro. Fata was playing Gyro earlier.
And how did that go?
I can't remember. I think they won that game. I don't remember. Maybe they lost.
Secret has not won too many games, so
Virtus.pro.
all right, Huskar being banned out.
Is that TA?
TNC.Predator.
Oh,
Dragonite.
Dragonite, yeah.
Okay.
Dragonite fits the bill as the hero that, he'll do well, do okay in the lane, hardly ever loses. And it gives them like another, initiator, so he brings stun, then you can use the relocate offensively, and he's really, really tanky. And he's good also at dealing with the PL illusions. So I think overall, like, a
10
solid pick here
seconds
for VP to finish up their lineup.
Gives them a pretty reliable
5
initiation
seconds
stun as well.
remaining.
Bane, oftentimes you can't really rely on him.
So for TNC, they've gone like this Timber against DK a lot. They picked Timber into DK a lot.
Yeah.
Because
And there you go. There's 3 strength
Now
heroes.
select your heroes.
True.
Burst traditionally very good against.
But I don't know how I feel about Timber though. Timber always feels like a hero. Yeah, sure you do well on the laning phase, but it's hard to win the game, with Timber. Because Timber has
they've won games with it, so.
yeah, but
And-
it's still it doesn't change the fact that Timber is this kind of hero, right? A bit similar to, I think during the launch, like the break, we were talking about how Monkey King is also that kind of hero. He can get a really good early game,
Right.
very farmed, snowball, but then 1 or 2 deaths in the game is like, oh.
But the difference is that Timber is a lot harder to kill. And Timber
True.
also defends your base much better, especially yesterday when
And
we
they
saw.
have a PL.
Yeah,
to
they have
back
PL and Mirana. So they have some decent lane game even if the Timber does not carry through. I do hope that we have the ticketed though, because the names are looking a little weird. I don't know who's actually playing who.
Yep. But at the same time, like Bane is also like one of the better supports at locking down Timber.
Sure.
And your brain sap is pure damage, so you have ways
I
of
mean,
killing him. And
Timber has like 3k HP at one point.
I mean, that's assuming you get a good game, Like
Sure.
he can still.
I've never seen Raven have a bad game on Timber.
No, he's not playing. Raven's not playing Timber. It's Armel. It's a mid Timber this time around.
Okay. I have never seen Armel.
But I think overall they have a lot of like magic bursts to kill the Timber. Tiny Gyrocopter.
Sure.
They have a lot of tools at dealing him. It's just the laning phase that's gonna be a problem. And DK doesn't really lose until Timber gets level 6.
Yes.
Before that, it's fine.
It's just a farming lane in the mid lane.
True.
Yeah.
So the things that we want to look out for is like in how well the side lanes will do. Because I think middle lane is going to be a 50-50 lane. The side lanes are once again going to be the key factors here. Tiny is a hero that you want to get a really, really good start. You don't want this hero to be behind. And the way they're going to lane, I think Bane is going to go top. Yeah, Io is going to go with the Gyro. So this Bane Tiny lane is going to be extremely, extremely strong at the start. Up against this, I think, should be PL and... Oh no, it's not PL and Venge, it's PL and Dark Willow. Don't think it changes stuff that much. I still feel this Io and Tiny should get the upper hand in the lane. If the sorry, not the Io and Tiny, the Bane and the Tiny.
Right. Let's
So-
quickly kind of identify the players and the heroes, because
I'll
So,
help you. No
yeah,
worries.
Pasha is playing the Tiny, right?
I have them on friends list.
You
Yeah,
have-
Pasha.
wow,
Pasha.
what a
30
what a
seconds.
humble brag here. No one is on playing the DK, I assume,
Yes.
and then Ramsey's on the gyrocopter,
Mhm.
and then
Right.
on the Dire side, Thunderstruck I imagine is going to be Raven.
Mhm.
Playing actually, this is one of his I think most comfortable heroes.
Terrorblade, PL,
Yeah, all the illusions one, and he is
Tips.
Tims, yep. And then mid lane is Armel, like you mentioned, and bottom say Sam H.
and Cuckoo.
Battle
For the runes, who is gonna get the runes? It seems VP is gonna get the upper hand. 3 runes. Wait. Actually 4 runes.
Oh, that's rough.
That is rough. But still, we've seen. Was it our games where someone got 4 runes but still lost the game? Was it yesterday?
I mean, I don't think the first rune determines who's gonna win or not, but it's
I mean the lanes. They still lost the lanes.
yeah,
even though
yeah,
they
yeah.
got other runes.
it's more like mental damage, you know. It's just like you feel pretty bad after not getting any runes.
I mean, that could mean that the lane becomes awfully hard in those kind of like 50-50 lanes when one hero gets all the runes and the other doesn't. But we'll see. Solo has gone for this like huge, massive regen build. 2 Fairy Fires, 2 Mangles on the Bane, just so that he can just soak up damage and you know, allow Tiny to last hit, get his items, get his levels. I think this lane becomes really difficult once Tiny gets like at least level 3. Lane becomes very difficult for the PR. Very hard for him to last hit, because he's always going to take a lot of damage from the tree grab harass.
I mean, right now I think Raven's already having trouble missing a couple last hits under a tower. Bane is actually one of the supports with some of the highest base damage as well, so he's also here.
I mean, brain sap, so he trades like against anyone, fine.
Yeah.
And bottom lane, this bench, Mirana. Oh, Mirana, Sam H is in all sorts of
first
trouble
blood.
here. That is a big kill there for the Iron and Gyro, getting this extra goal, and it's gonna mean that their lane is gonna have a pretty sizable advantage early on. And on top of things, they got 4 bounty runes, so
Yeah.
4 bounty runes plus the first blood goal.
I mean, that's all like the fact that Mirana did not get level 2 as quickly as VP. VP was able to force a kill when Mirana did not have lead.
Yep, that's why when I talk about the laning phases, I always focus on the first few creep waves are extremely important. Because all these like level transitions, power spikes, like one team gets the level a little bit faster, one creep, one CS faster, they make a move, they get a kill, a decisive kill, and the lane becomes extremely difficult for the other side. And top lane, on the other hand, right now, Tiny is slowly pulling ahead. The creep wave is going to push him to his tower, so he's going to get a few more last hits. As we expected, the Bane Tiny, much stronger lane compared to the PL plus Dark Willow.
So arguably right now, VP is winning 2 out of the 3 lanes. The mid lane is essentially a wash. 50-50 there.
Oh, stun into the IO. Gyro tries to block the arrow, but not going to be successful. But the Fairy Fire, he still has one more Fairy Fire here on the IO. He's trying to bait. Oh, Cuckoo, he's trying so hard to get the kill, but there's no way he gets it, and he pops the star off on Roger.
Cuckoo, Vengeful Spirit with very short arms, man. Can't hit that far. And now the regen is looking pretty dire in this.
Are they out of regen? Oh,
No,
bench.
they still have some decent. Yeah, he's got magic stake.
You know, sometimes in a lane, when you have no regen, it's better to die sometimes than to walk back to base. That's how I feel about it.
We see a lot of players like walking to the enemy tier 2s, just like suiciding and porting right back.
Because the deaths, the kills don't mean so much compared to the time wasted, you know, if you have to walk all the way back to base and TP back. But as I mentioned, the first few creep waves are extremely crucial to decide how the lane goes. If you don't really get a good control on the first few creep waves, your range creep gets denied and whatnot, and you get your level 2 or level 3 slower. Most of the time it means that the lane is lost. And bottom lane, they got a stun on Roger once more. The arrow being blocked by Ramses, but Roger's still gonna go down.
And Ramsey's gonna run away. Also simultaneously, they made a go on the top lane, but Tim's able to just get out of there very safely and South right back up. Surprisingly here, PL's actually like doing okay. He's getting out denied a bit, as you would expect, but still getting his own CS.
Yeah, but still, I think they're still losing the lane because the wave is pushing into the Tiny's tower. He's gonna get a few more last hits. But I think overall, I agree. He's doing okay, considering that they have the weaker lane. And I'm sure that he's happy with whatever he's getting right now.
Looks like bottom lane, the kill continues here. Mirana gets dove, but nice return kill here. Ramsey, though, getting the better of the exchange, getting the first kill, the experience, and all that jazz.
Just what I was waiting for.
So overall, I think it's still quite even in the top and bottom lanes. Mid lane is like we mentioned, a 50-50 farming lane. Everyone's just trying to trade farm. And bot lane, Cuckoo, getting gone on by the gyrocopter here.
Cuckoo should be fine. I say that though, they're diving. The magic missile is gonna hit the tower and the arrow.
Stick, Fairy Fire, okay.
The tower needs a little bit more help. Looks like Sam H is gonna clean up the kill afterwards. As a salve, and now looks like they're gonna run towards a rune. The balls are in his face though. He's gonna take a lot of damage. He needs to fire off that arrow. Needs to salve up as well.
Oh, they have to. Oh, they have to get the rune on the IO.
Venge is there.
Oh, okay, this is big. Roger's not going to be able to refill his bottle. And meanwhile, PL gets a kill on Solo while Solo's trying to
the rune.
Did he get the rune?
Solo.
Yeah, he got the rune. So it's two
Die
runes,
for the bounty.
2 runes apiece. That's okay.
Yeah.
And a casual tip onto Roger for failing to get the rune, but he Oh,
He
so it
tried.
was a smoke, gyro smoke to get back to the bottom lane. That's how important it is to get back to the lane as soon as possible.
And he tanked the arrow for the truck, dude. So I'm going to see a gank on the mid lane here. They want the kill on DK, and no one trying to turning it around here against Eventual Spirit. They need a little bit of toss. Toss is going to get the kill. Meanwhile, no one going to survive thanks to the teleportation of Roger. Now suddenly it's going to be 3 turns to 4. Solo joins in as well. Very tanky is a Timbersaw, has 11 magic stick charges as well.
Yeah, that was a great move by TNC. Once Timber hit level 6, like I mentioned, this matchup is very important. When Timber gets level 6, he starts to pressure the DK, and they made a rotation, but VP reacted
Very quickly.
very quickly to save the DK. He was so close to dying.
And now bottom side is going to be Sam H being forced away. 1 leap is used.
Oh, the
And-
dives.
Yeah, the dive is coming out here. The tier 2 tower, they're going right here onto Ramsey. Ramsey first one to go down. Roger has a haste rune, but the right click's going to be tracking into him. Keep in mind the IO has no base armor.
That
Or
was
very low base
That was
armor.
a really bad dive there, paying
Yeah.
the price, and that's a shrine for TNC as well. So this is not looking good for the Gyro here, having a much tougher early game.
Now, yesterday we've seen when a Gyro struggle a bit. He kind of just went like face drums and fought his way back. Do you think no one,
Oh yeah, that's true.
or
The-
Ramsey's
the
going to
game-
do similar stuff here?
the game he casted yesterday.
Yeah. Or do you think he needs to go for more of a farming
I think he
build?
can, because Tiny and DK are gonna make a lot of space. Like if he wants to fight, he can. But if he wants to focus more on farming, I think there'll be space for him. Because I think Tiny and DK will be able to create a lot of pressure. And bot lane, they're gonna go on Ramses once again.
Yeah,
I
Ramsey's
don't think he has any way out here.
He doesn't. Very good move here by Cuckoo. Kind of just ran in the trees, dropped a deep
Yep,
ward.
they're
and-
punishing the weak lane right
Yeah.
now of VP. The Gyro not having a good start, and they can't really go top because Tiny is very strong right now. They don't really want to fight into Tiny.
Yeah, and we're getting to a point where the mid lane also is struggling a little bit for Virtus.pro as
Just what I was looking for.
Armel
It's
is...
the nature of the matchup.
Nope, looks like Io also got picked off here. Man, this game, very different pacing from the last one. Kills all over the place. Are they trying to like gank this Timber? There's no way, right? They're trying to get this tower deny, but
How
here-
many heroes are they gonna need for this guy?
Oh, tower gonna get denied here, and
They
now
need the Tiny here.
ooh, nice big stun here coming out from Tims. They will get the kill on Gyro, so Gyro dies once again. Magic Stick was used, and he's jumping back out now. A secondary stun coming out from the Dragon Tail. Solo trying to get that one last Brain Sap. A nightmare for now. Curse Crown being fired off on the back line, and Tim's gonna go down to the Brief Fire. Looks like Tim's, though, or rather Armel, survived through it just fine.
Yeah, they couldn't get the stun toss combo onto the Timber there because there was a lot of creeps, so Pasha couldn't get the combo off, so they didn't have enough damage there between the few heroes to kill the Timber. Like, Timber is very strong right now.
I gotta say, all of these transitioning really helping out the PL catching up top. Raven has had pretty much free farm since the Tiny had to rotate twice. Bottom side here,
Oh,
it's gonna be
Gyro
Ramsey
popped
getting
there.
caught again.
This is the problem with the hero. It's so
Yeah.
easy to kill him.
How many times has he died? Meanwhile, now Roger being caught out as well. They will have a Magic Missile follow-up. The right clicks from D supports more than enough, although he goes, ooh, nice Nightmare. Turn things around. And now it's gonna be Tim's on the run himself. He should be fine.
Yeah, but this Gyro, like you mentioned, 6 deaths already so far.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I think
attack.
he has to like do what you
Dire's
said
top tower is under
just now.
attack.
He has to fight his way back. I think it's going to be difficult for him to try and just focus on farming because they can kill him
Oh,
so
the tree
easily.
got broken by the tether. Nothing for him to chain to, and the shrine will put everyone.
Gyro's not level 6 yet. They need that call down.
Well, Gyro's not level 6 yet? My goodness. He is,
Struggle City.
yeah.
And TK, TP spot lane, try to hold the tower, try to deny the tower here. Very important.
They did get the middle tower deny already, and they will get this deny as well, so,
Yeah, that's going to take away a lot of gold from
I
TNC.
mean, that's like... I mean, we talked about the importance of bounty rune. That's a couple of bounty runes right there. Solo is going to grab the rune as they're all... looks like Piranha's taking quite a bit of damage, but with the leaps, she should be fine.
So 2 runes apiece.
Yep.
No, actually 3 runes for TNC. Right. Yeah, 3 runes for TNC.
The prize is mine.
So they are already warded up their enemy jungle, like 3 wards around the VP base. This is always what you want to do when you are having a lead. Control the enemy jungle not allow them to farm their way to come back into the game. You have to always see what they are doing and try to pressure them. And right now, bottom lane, the DK is all on his lonesome, and he does not have a TP. I think they know that, as he previously TP to try and deny the tower.
He is completely caught out. He is very tanky. Arrow's gonna miss, so maybe that gives him a better chance of surviving, but I don't think so. There's just
That's
3
relocate,
heroes.
though.
Are they gonna relocate in?
Nah,
No, I don't think so. He's completely trapped. The spams are coming out. They even bring a 4th here. Armel will be here to pick up the kill.
Yep. DPA wants to wait for this blink on Pasha before they start to, make aggressive moves. This DK has to... He's going for Shadow Blade, yeah? He wants to get the Silver Edge this game against the Timbersaw.
Yep.
So, which is understandable. Blink and Shadow Blade both going to be completed on Tiny and DK fairly soon. So that's going to be their first power spike in their lineup, and that's going to allow the Gyro to maybe hopefully have more space to farm and catch back up.
Gank squad coming in mid here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Cuckoo
is
leading the
under
way for
attack.
Sam H.
They want to put a ward, okay. They want to put a
they
ward
got a
on
ward.
this side of the jungle. Because I know the Gyro is going to be farming here.
Dire's top tower is under
Oh,
attack.
PL has a hood.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I guess it's okay because of the Tiny. They want to die to the burst from the Tiny. And Gyro as well, so a lot of magic damage.
Meanwhile, Armel putting a ton of pressure on the bottom side. This tier 2 is going to go down. I mean, this Timber pick looking pretty good so far, doing very well in the laning stage, as expected.
Dire's top tower is
And at this stage of the game, really applying a ton of pressure. Because I don't think DK or Gyro is like anywhere close to strong enough to kill the Timber. So.
Yep. They just have to avoid him, get their items, get their levels, and fight him later when they have to get a Spirit Vessel. But most Timbers have been known to go for like an early use of the foot.
He's got it queued up right now.
Yeah, so you can actually deal with the incoming Spirit Vessel.
Tower
Denied?
gonna get denied. That's the 3rd tower deny in the
Gosh.
game. So despite all this
huge.
tower kill, like
Blink, Tiny has Blink, incoming.
Mirana gonna get caught out here. Sam H gonna go down.
Oh, that's a big kill. That's a streak.
These denies are keeping Virtus.pro in the game.
Yep, that's why they're the best. One of the best teams around.
Yeah.
They make all these small little moves that change a lot of the situation in the game, and they're having a hard time this game on the Gyro, and all these small little things are going to slowly help him claw back into the game. And with the blink completed on Pasha right now, they smoke immediately. They're going to try to keep the ball rolling, so Gyro has a lot of ample space to farm, catch up, and they have the relocate available, so this 2-man gang squad is actually a 4-man gang squad.
Yep, they are tethered up for now as Tiny and Bane.
Yep, they are just placing all these defensive walls because when you're losing, you want to control and protect your own jungle, so your cores can use it to farm safely. And here comes the smoke from TNC as well. They want to further extend their advantage.
Radiant are scanning.
If they get a few kills, maybe it might open Roshan for them because they have bench. We'll see how things go. Roger
gonna-
probably has to sacrifice himself to save the Gyro.
They could probably kill both, I
Okay,
think. That's going to
never
be the
mind.
first kill. They see him as well. Terrorize going to get dropped right on top the face of Roger. Roger going to throw down.
Yep, the wards there. They know they were farming around the area. That's why
Yeah.
vision is just so important in this kind of game.
Great terror by Cuckoo, seeing the vision onto the IO as well, and then setting up that Terrorize.
If they didn't deny the 3 towers, I'm sure there would be like around 4k gold up right now.
Yes, that's how the math works.
Thank you, Luby. Wow.
I mean,
Thank you. I suck at counting, so thank you for saving me.
we will take you through kindergarten after this. Raven doesn't have a teleport score, very far from home. It looks like they're just going to fight breaking out in the shrine. It's going to be Cuckoo biting the dust, and Relocate comes in. Arrow's going to hit right onto the IO, but really hard to go on him. First crown going to drop. Great call down, zoning everyone away from the fight. Unfortunately, not going to get too much out of anything. Pasha on the chase. Blink cooling down right on top of the PL. PL, very tanky thanks to the hood. Avalanche not going to hit Arrow, though, on top of...
They can't get the grip onto the PL.
Yeah.
That was a really big kill for them to miss. Oh, he has vision. The ward.
Somehow, some way, thank you to the ward. And now it's going to be Sam Edge getting brought down. Vengeful Spirit porting in. This is going to be the second time in the fight. Very, very tanky heroes, the DK as well as the Tiny. And
But here comes the raid boss. They have to get out.
yeah, and well, they got out just in time to take the bounty runes. Looks like the raid boss has canceled a TP. Oh, they're going to run right into Ramses.
The ward again. They saw Gyro walk past.
Yeah, they don't want to fight into the Tiny, though. So Rocket on top of Tips.
Should be there.
That's a ditch.
But Bye-bye.
Oh, he runs away. Terrorize the toss, though. It's going to hit him. Roger going to get hit by the arrow. Looks like Roger should go down fairly easily. A bloodbath out here.
But at the end of the day, it was what, 2 bounties apiece?
Yes. And
That
also...
that is what counts. The bounty.
well, I would say Ramsey's not dying there. Again, is also what counts.
True.
It looks like he is going to go...
At this point, it's like he doesn't really care. He's died 7 times. As long as he's, getting the kills, and everything. Well, I guess he cares about that.
Yeah,
he can't afford to die anymore.
Yeah.
JK.
Swap back in, but Ramses is right there, setting up. Arrow gonna hit as well. This should be a very easy kill. Yeah, they're gonna use that Bedlam. Another earn charge going to
Oh, he's going for a Glimmer on the IO. He's actually not gonna finish a Spirit Vessel for the Timber. Not very sure about that, but they do have a lot of magic damage. But I'm just unsure if they can kill the Timber if they don't have a Vessel.
Well, like you said, don't Timber just go Yule Scepter anyways?
But he's not going Yule Scepter.
So it's kind of like, hey, I don't see you going Earn, so I'm not gonna go Yule myself. Alright, they're gonna try to get a go here on Timber. No defensive swap available just yet. They're gonna try to Chain Stun and toss him up, but he still chains away. The grip though is gonna be there. The swap comes in a tiny bit too late. That means Cuckoo's also gonna die.
Way too greedy there.
Yeah.
Trying to get the tower. They're like, we're done of you denying all the towers. Done. I'm
And-
gonna get this tower, but pays with his life.
And normally that generally also leads to further tower deny, so.
And VP tries to continue the aggression with the smoke on Tiny and Bane, the 2-man gang squad.
Yep.
Which has no relocate this time though.
Oh, let's go back to the lack of earn on IO. Is it maybe because no one's going for that Silver Edge, so
but
they
still,
don't.
I think it would be nice to have the vessel as well. Because if you get the Silver Edge, right, you hit him. If he already has existing reactive armor charges, it doesn't remove them. It just stops him from getting like more. But if he already has it, it doesn't remove the present reactive charges. So it's not exactly like a full counter if he has already charges up. So having the Spirit Vessel, I think, is still pretty important in his Timber. And any big items coming up right now for both sides? Gyro is building into a BKB. He has Drum's face.
About halfway there.
DK almost has a Silver Edge, like you mentioned. Echo Saber on Tiny. IO is building into the Glimmer, whereas for TNC, Dark Widow is moving into... No earn on Dark Widow. Earn on the bench.
Bench has the earn, yeah.
Normally we see that on Dark Widow. Timber almost has the Bloodstone up. PL just picked up the Diffusal with the hood, so they decided to smoke with this item timing. And Sam H is going to get a Millstone soon.
Normally, Dark Willows get earned because it really extends her solo kill potential. You find a support in the woods, you throw a Vessel charge on them.
Makes you tankier too, because she's pretty low HP hero. The stats are very useful on him. And here comes the Moonlight.
Runs right into a DK. Do they have detection? No, we'll see in just a bit because that Shadow Blade's going to get used very fast. No, on the back line though, it's going to be Cuckoo getting absolutely destroyed. DK very tanky, and that call down zoning everyone out. Terrorize, jumping people back, but he is going to get brought off still. This gank, very reminiscent of the smoking in game 1 where they're deciding to pull ahead, but instead they're just losing momentum. TNC, very unfortunate.
They were walking to their vision there. So, I mean, this is normal stuff. When you smoke, you go to areas that you see and the enemy. But at the same time, it was because it was near the shrine, so it's very risky for them to do that. If they can't catch the DK there and stun with the bench and the Mirana arrow to follow up to finish him off, the fight would be very, very dangerous for them. And that was what happened.
Tiny caught under the tower. Bloom Dagger being, well, stopped by that Urn. They're still chasing him down. Secondary Urn being used.
Goal.
Yep, he did. In the very last second. One thing for sure is that Raven's getting a ton of free farm time. I don't think he needed to join any fight, apart from the one that he had to run away and survive. Oh, nice, good awareness here. Looks like no one's going to get caught. PL jumping back in. Relocate coming in from the back line. Out of mana, long arrow coming in against Roger. He's going to get brought down fairly easily. They even bottled that bounty rune.
Good stuff there by Sam H. Great arrow. Yeah. Great presence of mind, understanding the Aya is going to pick up the rune. So big kills there. and managed to get all the runes. No,
And
Solo got 1 rune. So
this
it's 3
ward-
runes for TNC.
This war sees Tiny coming in as well. Guess what? That's going to be the 4th tower deny of the game.
Radiant's top tower
I wonder if that's one of the TI predictions, the most tower denies in the game. As this game might be
I
one
mean,
of
it's definitely not every day that you see your team deny 4 towers in
Yeah.
20 minutes.
And they're going to go into Roche. It's going to be a pretty slow Roche. At the very least, they have the Terror from Venge.
Seems like VP is not going to be able to respond to this. The lanes are fairly pushed out. Even though it's not that quick from Virtus.pro, but I don't think TNC, TNC. I don't think VP can be able to respond in time here. Roshan is not about to die.
Rocket flying in here against Timber. Timber is just,
He's the raid boss, man.
yeah, he's zoning people out. Meanwhile, oh, Tim's gonna get dusted out. He still has his Shadow Realm. And he's gonna be fine.
Yep, they have to chill and get more items on, especially the Gyro and BK. Tiny, I feel like Tiny needs BKB as well this game. They have to get to a point where they have triple BKB. Like the Gyro, the DK, and the Tiny all has to get BKB for them to be able to fight.
So you think Virtus.pro is gonna just play it relatively slowly?
Try to pick off with the relocate. Spread the map, do what
Well, the pick off is happening right now on the mid lane here. They're gonna go everyone onto Armel. Armel just blows
big,
up.
Big kill there.
Yeah.
Cutting down the Bloodstone charges.
And that was the Silver Edge review, so really
Yep.
good stuff.
They need to do what TNC did in the last game with the IO and Draw. Spread the map, try to get your important BKBs and just try to get like singular pickoffs, maybe like small fights, create small fights around the
is
map,
under attack.
and buy time for the BKBs to come online. Once they have their triple BKBs up, then they'll be extremely powerful.
Yep.
And whereas for TNC, they are trying. I think they should try to capitalize on the fact that right now they have this Aegis and there's only 1 BKB on Virtus.pro, and they have this immense magic damage with the Dark Willow, Mirana. They have to capitalize with this timing right now. Try to force objectives, get huge pickoffs. Solo is not a huge pickoff, but they're gonna try to go for him here. Lead.
Yeah, that should be a kill. And unfortunately, the Bramble Mace couldn't find any other heroes. And
They have-
hopefully, for the sake of TNC, they don't get this tower denied as they are running into the tier 2 now.
Is it a tilt deny if they deny this?
I mean, that would have been...
I mean, it is already a tilt.
Yeah, it is already tilting, yeah. And don't push tower dive very quickly. I mean, they can tank it all day long.
I mean, that's the thing with Timber.
Yeah.
And PR doesn't really have too many items yet. I mean, Mirana can hit the tower, but they're deciding not. I don't know, I feel they have to be more urgent with their timings right now. Like, teams like Liquid, Virtus.pro, they're really, and LG, they're very good at using timings where the lineup is really strong.
Radiant's
Sometimes you
middle
can see them,
tower
oh,
is
maybe they're
under
behind
attack.
5k, 8k, but because they understand specific timings of their lineup, they're able to take a good fight and come back into the game, or extend their lead. In this matter for TNC. They are really strong now, they have to understand that they need to try and force objectives or take a big fight.
They're forcing fights right now, but it feels like it's always VP having the better vision, and they're fighting up a hill with the vision advantage on the side. BKB activated, and he's going right onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo looks like he's going to be the first one to go down. His team abandoning him.
How can they play that area without a ward?
Exactly.
And they
This-
don't have a sentry.
They
on the
haven't
eye.
dewarded, they haven't dropped the ward themselves, and they're actively
I mean,
looking
they-
to fight here.
They know they have to take a fight, but they are not preparing well with the vision, because the vision and the fighting has to come hand in hand. You need to have a good vision to take a good fight. And now
Well,
because the smoke didn't work, this is a lot of time for Virtus.pro to farm up their remaining BKBs on the Dragonite and the Tiny. So it's all precious time, you know, for them to farm and regain control of the map. See, immediately he buys 6 sentries after that. Like, you need to be the position 5, you know. You buy all the sentries. Dark Willow Ultimate not gonna land on time onto Ramses on the Gyro, gonna TP out. This is sometimes I feel like the struggle when a player that plays a core role
Yep.
transitions into like a pure support. There are times that they maybe
He hasn't had that muscle
it's-
memory of buying
it's not
wards.
because it's not natural for them to always
Yeah.
carry the sentries, you know. It's gonna take time before they fully transition into a support role, a natural support player. But 2 runes apiece this time for both TNC and Virtus.pro.
All right. Yeah, Cuckoo's like, I'm going back for this.
I
And
think
now he
he's
dies.
dead.
I don't know about this. They still have the vision that you're trying to
This
deward.
is like a tilt deny. I tell
Yeah.
you.
I mean, TNC is...
They know,
I assume the tilt is real right now.
they know that they are at their strong timing, but they're just like not executing the small little things correctly. They're rushing into things. but with that sequence of events, I think the triple BKB should be online soon. Dragon Knight is 1k away, Tiny is okay 2k away.
Yeah, Tiny a little bit further. But I feel like they have the time, right? That was the PL Aegis, and honestly, TNC was not able to do anything with it. And the game is now evening to almost 0.
I mean, talking about Silver Ages, I think maybe TNC could consider a Silver Edge on PL. You want a Silver Edge against the Dragon Knight? I think that could be a good next option for him as well.
Sure.
Timbersaw is going out, so he has his Yule's Bloodstone right now. Don't think he has any, maybe Shiva's next. That could be nice for him. I think the key items will come from either the PL or the Mirana. Those are the two heroes that will win the game for TNC right now. The Timber has already done his job. He has created so much pressure in the early to mid game. So to finish the game, the PL and the Mirana has to do it.
Dire's top tower.
Well, let's check out the item progression here. Mirana in particular looks like going for a BKB of her own. Quite a bit of damage already, especially if you count in lead.
Not sure about the BKB on the Mirana though. I
You feel like she's just straight up needed damage
need
output?
damage output.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that there's a lot of like disable, a lot of magic damage from the VP side. I don't know. Maybe the BKB will be sufficient right now. He feels like he just needs to be able to stand his ground, just right click. He doesn't need any more damage. He just has to be able to survive and just dish out the damage in the fights. But we'll see how the fights play out in a moment. VP are very close to hitting that triple BKB timing. They're smoked up again with two heroes, the Bane and the DK, but deciding to just finish his BKB, and Solo's probably going to drop some wards down. He has a ward.
Oh, runs right into Cuckoo. But
Yeah, the two warders running into each other. It's just common stuff.
and now it's going to be TNC with the Moonlight Shadow charging forward.
Oh,
Ramble Maze.
DK wants to get out here scot-free. He doesn't want to die. He almost has his BKB.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Solo probably going to die for this, but they see him and able to actually chase him down.
He has Trankles and Windlace. He's very fast.
Yeah. I have to say, Virtus.pro really, despite having a 1-6 gyro early on in the game, has really, again, was able to play very well from behind to the point where gyro is now sufficiently large and could really do a lot in team fights. Hold that thought here as we
Here
have...
comes the BKB from no one. He's charging in. They don't have a sentry.
Yeah,
he
they
gets
don't.
the initiate.
Defensive swap's going to come back out here, and it's going to be Cuckoo. First one to drop, Terrorize. A little bit too slow. He will cancel that Terrorize. PL Illusion's going right on Solo, and the rest of the team going the other direction. Pasha looking for the Avalanche, won't find anything. Maybe a toss forward on the DK?
This
no
DK is very scary right now with level 3 Dragon Form plus the BKB. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Did he
in
even
team fights.
activate the BKB?
No,
He didn't.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Good control there. Oh,
Radiant
but he's going to find another. That's going to be breaking on the Timber. And the Suns are going to be there. Timber chain away. There's a rocket
Yules.
onto him. Yule Scepter. Oh, he's just going to suicide, which is fair. Back in the mid lane here.
He was dead anyway.
Rip
Relocate.
hitting on, and that's going to be Solo being brought down. Here comes the BKB
Oh,
on
no mana
the
on
gyro.
the PL.
PL looks like he's going to be able to run away. Meanwhile, Samage leaps on the low ground. Does he have
No
a leap
charges.
again? TP out, and he should be fine. The big tree coming in as well from Tiny.
Woo.
He'll barely survive.
Still Timber. Very, very big kill there for Virtus.pro.
And his Bloodstone's down to 6 charges, so...
I think he needs to get armor. Yeah, he's going to get Shiva. He needs armor items now because otherwise he just dies way too quickly if he doesn't have reactive charges. And Tiny is about to complete his BKB. He pretty much has it. So this is VP's time right now with this triple BKB.
So for VP with the triple BKB, they're looking to start taking outer towers, probably get an Aegis on their heroes. Is that the goal?
Yep. Tower, win a team fight, then proceed to get Roshan, to claim the Roshan. Gyro is about, back to the normal state of carry and on top of the Nerve.
Yep.
Just fully recovered. Thanks to his teammates creating so much space.
Also, let's not forget that IO has already hit level 15, so that side gunner on IO is fully
it still
online.
activates when you are stunned.
Yeah.
That's why it's very good to get a Satanic to pair up with the Aghanim's upgrade from the IO.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, BP is rolling right now. They understand that this is their timing with the triple BKBs. They want to be as aggressive as possible, try to claim as many objectives as they
TNC
can.
want to fight into this. They see Roger. And well, they don't throw out the Terrorize, so IO
That's the
just walks
detection.
away. And now on the back line, Tiny just absolutely destroys Tim's. Okay.
Oh, the break.
Running away. The buyback's going to come out from Tim. He's going to pour right back in. Everyone's going to retreat. Defensive swap, or rather offensive swap with Dragon Knight back in.
Oh, great sleep.
Sleep's going to delay that kill a little bit. And now on the chase is the rest of the team. Roger, as well as Ramses on the front line. Looking pretty strong. And a pause.
Oh dear. So okay, what has happened? DK went down.
So they
but
traded
Pia
one for
also,
one.
Pia also went down. So call 1-for-1 call. And what spells are remaining? The BKBs are down. Bane has ultimate. Gyro does not have ultimate. Oh, Gyro still has BKB.
Yes.
Okay, then I think.
And Tiny has.
Then I think VP should be stronger.
Yeah, Tiny has another set of Avalanche combo coming in, and they have the Fiend
Yeah,
Sweep as well.
Mirana has his BKB at base. So she really does not want to take this fight now. They want to get out.
Yeah. I think the only thing that Dara could do is just retreat. There is Terrorize just flying out. I think.
I think that should be fine.
They'll cancel it. Everyone will just disengage.
Yep, Courier is coming in with the BKB. They get a sleep on him.
Oh, they get a grip as well. Terrorize is going to be there, pushing everyone away, and now they want to fight this, actually. Tim's going, or Armel going right in. Tiny tanking in the front line. That BKB activated. They baited it out. They might lose Cuckoo as a result. In fact, they will. Yeah. On the back line, it is going to be...
Roger's going to be chased down.
Okay, I mean, they're trying, but he is so damn tanky thanks to that veil of this... Oh, long range hit. Shadow Realm. Sending another kid into the Shadow Realm.
Yep,
Nicely
BP
done.
just overextending a little bit for the bench kill there, as a result losing two of their supports, the Bane and the Io. Not the biggest deal. They still have their two important cores alive, the DK, the Tiny and the Gyro. But right now, so the next important fight would be this Roshan, the second Roshan. TNC has, if they want to get the Roshan, they have to be able to find a pick-off first. They can't, even though they have the damage to kill the Rosh quickly, they still need to try and get a pick-off first to make it sure that nothing, nothing happens when they're trying to go for the Rosh, so they can claim it safely. So they have to try to secure, or they have good vision, they have two wards around the Rosh pit, so perfectly set up for the incoming Roshan battle. But they're just going to go in regardless. Pia just doppelganger in. I don't think it's a good idea if they don't get any pick-offs before they do the Roshan.
Yeah, I don't think they could do it that
They have
fast.
to smoke and try to get a pick-off first. They have a gem on Dark Willow, which is great at map control. They have a smoke swapped out. Yeah, they're going to do that.
Okay, well, let's see if they're going to run up a hill.
They need to go around, though. I think they have
Yeah.
to try and somehow sneak behind.
And they recognize as well. They're going to take the super long way around. There's going to be a haste rune, so that's going to be nice for maybe one of the supports or somebody have a bottle. They don't want to pick it up because they think that maybe there's a vision.
Oh, they have a gem. Don't they have? I remember they have a
maybe
gem.
high ground vision. I don't know.
Yeah.
They see Tiny though. Pasha in the front line, very, very tanky. Has a BKB,
Oh, yes,
but
BKB.
he has BKB, so it's not going to work. Cuckoo gets initiated on. Cuckoo, well, has a Moonlight Shadow protecting
no
him.
detection?
No detection, yeah, and the fear is going to push them away. The tether will break. On the back line though, Sam H going right onto the Tiny. The BKB are ending now. Second BKB using, they're going to get Pasha. Pasha will be brought down thanks to the Chakram. And on the right side of the fight, looks like Tim's as well as Cuckoo will get brought down, but the cores are coming in for now. A secondary yields on to the Dragon Knight. Sam H will leap out. Out of leaps at this point, out of BKB as well. They will lose Sam H.
Gosh, that was such a hard fight to call. Initially, it started
so poorly for TNC. Right?
I thought it started poorly, but they were able to kite the BKBs of the Tiny and the DK, and they were able to kill them.
Oh, it's not over just yet here. Now Armel getting caught up. Armel's going to just get right-click down, side gunner, and right-click.
This is why like Timbersaw falls off it a lot. Even though he's such a monster in the early game, if you don't keep the ball rolling,
yeah,
it's very difficult to close out the game. And that's why I mentioned the Mirana or the CL has to be the ones carrying the torch to finish out the game. Like PL still like he's unable to fight very well in the engages because the Gyro and the Tiny and the DK, all these three cores, they have splash damage to deal with the illusions. So PL doesn't do a lot of damage in the fights. He's been also really careful with his positioning all the time, not committing fully into the fights. So with like this Aegis and Cheese on Virtus.pro, that's gonna give them a sizable lead in the game, like full control here. Then the next couple of minutes, TNC wants at least to wait for the Aegis to expire before they try to take a fight.
This is also one of the first few games where I felt like Tim's Willow has really had no impact. I think a big part of that is the fact that the triple cores of the Radiant is just super tanky. Like,
I don't know. I feel they need a Spirit Vessel because this IO is like keeping people alive so long. In their
yeah,
fights.
that's definitely true. Which, unfortunately, Cuckoo has been buying a lot of wards and dying, so no Vessel in sight.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier when I was not quite sure whether the Mirana going for a BKB would be the best option here, because I felt like maybe they might have damage issues, and it's showing in the fights. They are not dealing enough damage to kill stuff.
Yeah. And it looks like she's trying to go into a Linken's after that, so the damage department is going to continue to suffer.
And Pierre is winning a heart, so that's not exactly more damage for them. I don't know, I feel like Silver Edge is still quite a good option here, but we're not going to see that.
Avalanche going to, defensive swap is available. Cuckoo waiting to the very last second. Nice arrow to follow things up, and Cuckoo will pay for that swap.
Things are not looking good right now for TNC. They have to try to split push. Can't really defend here without the bench. Is this going to be high ground? They have Cheese, they have Aegis, BKBs, all of it. Yeah, this is going to be high ground.
And honestly,
no buyback.
TNC doesn't defend high ground that well either. Okay, then pop the glyph.
Yep, PL has no buyback. He's spent all his gold.
Armel letting the shotgun fly, not going to hit too much of anything. Tossed right back, and about a billion stun hitting him. Terrorize going to fly up, and not even going to be there in time as Armel just not tanky enough. Tiny illusions, or PL illusions rather, going on top of that Tiny. He loses all of his HP or mana very quickly. Bedlam being used right now as Tim's getting slowed down, and now
oh, they used the relocate.
heals.
They went back to regen. They went back to base the regen with the Tiny.
And now Curse Crown hitting onto the Dragon Knight. They're going to try to burst him down. Okay, Savage, a lot of damage. Heal! Not going to be enough from Io. Tiny, though, fresh life here after the heal. Rams is very low as well. Glimmercape's going to get him back out. They might lose Pasha on the way out. Yes, they will. Sam Mage just doing so much right click. Great swap from Cuckoo as well. They have isolated all three cores. Looks like on the back line, they've even killed the Bane. Ramses looks like he's going to have to fight his way out of here. Samage dropping very low, and he will die to his right click. Buybacks coming out galore. It's going to be Samage. Roger being focused down by PL. Nice juking by Roger, still keeping himself alive. He will finally die, and now it's going to be a chases for Ramses. Ramses is super fast thanks to the Flutter, the Phase, as well as the Manta. He will make it out. Oh my god.
I think that was a mistake there for them to relocate in the middle of the fight to heal the Tiny.
Yeah, as soon as they relocated, it was TNC that went on him just for that.
I think that was just way too risky. And the DK actually almost survived. If the IO was back there a little bit earlier, he would have been able to pop his cheese off and turn the fight around. But because they went back to heal, that's a little bit of too greedy. They're trying to be too efficient. They try to keep the push going, heal, regen at the same time, and just got punished heavily by TNC. Great move there by TNC, jumping in right away when they use the relocate to go back to base regen.
I don't think they could push high ground or anything, but it looks like TNC will.
This Gyro is so powerful right now, and he's going for this Maelstrom as well, which is great great synergy with the Aghanims provided with the by the Wisp.
Yeah.
More ways to deal with the Phantom Lancer illusions. So we're getting up to a point where it's ultra late game. Pierre's getting to full slot soon. He's going for Abyssal Blade.
Okay. Which I think it's fair, right? Yeah. Triple BKB. There's an IO that you want to kill.
The best late game items, usually the carries want to get, like Abyssal Blade, Nullifier. Those are the items that you're looking for. You want to lock down and kill heroes right away. And we mentioned that they had like this kind of like problems with damage earlier, so Abyssal is also going to give them a lot more damage in the upcoming fights.
Moonlight Shadow gonna get used here. Tiny. They don't have any vision.
Oh, Bane instead.
Side. Alright, Bane.
Yes, buyback. They are thinking about going in.
Yeah, they're thinking about swapping us. Now Armel jumps forward. Arrow barely missing on Pasha. Yo Scepter setting it up. There's a buyback. And I think they're happy to bait that one out as they disengage. But Dire, or Radiant rather, wants to chase. It's going to be Ramses sitting in the front, moving very fast again thanks to his movement speed. Dire backing
they
up
have
for
the
now.
vision advantage here.
And they're going to go right onto Solo. Solo is going to get the Curse Crown stun on top of him, and immediately he should die to the PL. PL using the Manta, Terrorize, pushing everyone back, and now Raven needs to jaunt away for now.
Yes,
Nice
BKB.
up there, keeping the core up there, and they're fighting under the high ground with their vision. TNC in a pretty decent spot. Dragon Knight isolated away from his teammate. He will pop the BKB to block the Cursed Crown, and now he's being chased. He's going to try to actually just TP home. On the left side, it's going to be Ramses. What a swap, a long-range swap, bring him back. He now has to activate the BKB. Nobody focusing on the IO just yet. Never mind that PL Illusions running right onto Roger. Roger will go back into the base, and he will be fine. He buys back.
He has that max move speed from the gyro. That's why they can't chase him.
Oh, I was wondering why he's moving so fast. But of course, Tether now grants both players the same amount of movement speed.
Oh yeah. So that was double buyback, but it was both the supports.
Yep. And all they have lost is Cuckoo, so honestly, not a bad way to press their advantage.
And they're gonna get to the point where PL is gonna be full slot. Mirana is also getting really big. He's gonna have the Mjolnir completed.
Yep.
If he wants to. So they're gonna have a lot of damage right now.
He forgoes a buyback and finishes the Mjolnir.
I think it's fine though. Like if they can kill the enemies first, it doesn't really need to buy back. All they need to do is get the good initiate, jump on this, especially the IO first. You've been mentioning this a lot during the team fights. They have to kill this. They have to kill Roger first before they move on to all these tankier targets. I think if Roger's alive, they can't really kill the gyro.
Yeah. Definitely not through the butterfly evasion, the overcharge, and
but still, they have a lot of ways of finding and focusing him. They have the swap, they have the terrorize.
it seems like Cuckoo is kind of reserving the swap for the cores instead of for the IO. Because if you swap the IO, he could just probably tether back to one of the cores.
Dire's structures are fortified.
All right, here we go. TNC.
They smell blood.
They're gonna go for another engage.
They have to look at the
Yeah,
wards.
they still have the great wards here. Maybe they're gonna try to fight there. Maybe they're gonna try to plant another very deep ward.
Does he still have a ward? Don't think so, right? No,
no.
he has no wards now.
Drops a sentry anyways, and I think Virtus.pro.
They just want to contain VP in their base and wait for, because the next rush is the third Roshan. This is very, very important. It's going to give them refresher shot. Contain them in the base and try to get the Roshan, and VP has to smoke out at some point. Do they have one last smoke remaining? I'm not sure. I think they don't have a smoke. It's going to be cooldown. It's still on cooldown for some time, but they have to come out from their base to contest the rush. I don't think they have a choice. They need to try and stop TNC on getting this rush.
Virtus.pro moving out as a pack. They're going to charge up the hill, and now he blinks forward looking for the avalanche.
Yes, buyback. That's why he did
Okay.
that. Tiny has buyback.
Now Venge is being chased down on the left side. It is going to be a pretty chaotic fight. Moonlight Shadow gets dropped on the background, and now PL Illusions coming in for solo once again. Nice defensive heal being used right now. Tiny. Terrorize going to get used here, and now Timbersaw dropping extremely low. And they're going to focus on Roger. Roger has bought back, and he has now died back 2 minutes without the IO. Raven's going to jaunt away for now, waiting out the BKB. Great swap now, isolating the gyro. Gyro popping, I believe that was a Satanic, getting a lot of HP back. But now he's going to get surrounded absolutely by Raven. Raven going to bring him down.
No buyback.
That is 3 deaths.
No buyback.
No buyback. I believe because he finished the Satanic, and now it's going to be TNC moving forward. Curse Crown going to hit onto the Dragon Knight as well. They have a vision thanks to the sentry on the low ground. Barely seeing that Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight getting a big magic wand back, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get brought down. He buys back immediately.
That is GG, I think.
No Dragon form on the Dragon Knight, and now they see
We saw once Roger goes down,
the whole team falls apart.
Gyro just couldn't stand.
Yeah.
He stood for a bit, he popped his Satanic, but he got kited, and they just had more than enough damage to kill him after that.
Well, that's going to be only a tier 3, but they will stay for the first lane of
60
Rax.
seconds. I think
Are they?
they're going to be able to get 2 lanes.
Are they going to try to throw or 2 lanes? Is the question
lanes?
here.
I think 2 lanes.
Okay, Raven moving down here will get the second tower very easily. And now TNC.
TNC just...
What an amazing comeback after a series of many blunders, especially with the vision and the warding. But at the end of the day, the W is what counts, as they are getting that second lane of Rax. Still 40 seconds without the gyro and the IO.
And you know the thing is what saved the Timber? Because they were able to kill the Bane, like PL ran in and killed the Bane. They had no detection because Bane was the one carrying all the detection, so they couldn't see the Timber. He was like, I think he was like 10% HP. He was about to die, but they had no detection.
And it was, I believe, a Glimmer Cape that kind of took him out of the fight momentarily. And that's gonna be a triple lane of Rax. And once again, the IO lineup technically could defend against Mega Creeps, but the game is realistically not, because Roshan will spawn, and they will get the Aegis and Cheese.
There's still a chance for VP, but TNC in firm control of this game. So refresher shot, I guess. Wait, who do you give the refresh? I guess the Dark Hero.
Sure. Maybe Venge with double swap?
Shrine.
Is that crazy?
I
I mean,
think
he's been using it a lot.
I think Dark Hero though.
Okay.
You just AoE disable so many heroes with your Terrorize.
What about Mirana with 6 sleeps?
Dire are
I can't even
scanning.
say that with a straight face. All right, they're
I'm
going to
just
go
going to
to...
assume you did not say that.
Okay,
so,
all right, fair enough. All right, VP kept in their base right now. I mean, can they actually fight out and challenge?
Gyro has to farm, I think, Rapier.
Yeah. He has the Mjolnir queued up right now. Oh, let's not forget about the IO-25. Now they are
Oh yeah,
a mobile force.
Okay, this is actually crazy.
He's going Maelstrom himself. Don't count him out just yet. They definitely can make it.
I
through.
did not count it out. I said they definitely have a chance to still win.
Okay,
Dude.
all right.
Dude,
I'm not saying you did. I'm,
yes you did.
For the viewers at home, don't count out your Virtus.pro.
Not a good comeback for me.
I'm sure there's doubters out there. No doubting in here, though. Refresher shard. Let's see who they're going to give it to. Looks like, right, Sam H with the 6 leaps, holding on to it for now.
Is it a team in 6 sleeps? Are you serious?
Look, all I'm saying is he has the refresher shard now. Just statements of facts.
Dire's bottom shrine is under
We'll see if how aggressively Ramses and Roger outside the base. They will have to pour back and defend. And Cuckoo looking for a swap, perhaps?
I'm not sure though. I think like you mentioned earlier, I think the swap has to be used more defensively. Because
In the last couple of fights, he's been using it to extend a kill.
if they kill the IO first, then I think it's fine.
Sure. Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. Swap, terrorize. He's dead.
He's dead though. Yes, buyback.
He's going to buy back right now. Most likely BO2 in. They see the PL. PL taking quite a bit of damage. There's the defensive swap. Cuckoo taking quite a bit as well.
Look at the tether.
I mean, that tether IO is hitting hard.
Oh my god.
It's flying out. It might be a pea shooter, but it's hit so fast.
I think once he gets the Maelstrom, they're just gonna kill everybody.
Do you feel like the buyback is a little bit too fast
yeah, a
for
bit
the
too
Timber?
fast. Yes, I agree.
Because right now, if he dies, all of a sudden the game might get a little scary.
Oh my god.
I think you just wait, right, if you're TNC.
I mean, VP just wants. I think VP just wants to get this Maelstrom and Roger.
Suddenly, your IO becomes a carry.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
It's only crazy if you see the Gyro start flacking. And he'll also flack.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
That's why it was worse before when Gyro had the talent to add three strikes on flat cannon.
Well, I think it was also IO getting at level 20 instead of 25. So you saw
Yeah,
it a lot
true.
more, a lot earlier.
Oh dear. I think this might be a long one. Because it's going to be hard for him to, finish the game from this point. Yeah, they don't have buyback on the Timber, so they are not going to try to push things too far.
Yeah.
They're going to try to chill, maybe wait for a buyback. Let's look at items. Maybe finish the Butterfly on PL. Mirana's going to have another item fairly soon.
PL's out of slots. I guess he dropped the hood.
Not really though, because of the hood, yeah.
Yeah.
You can still swap something out. And you don't really need boots because of the Phantom Rush.
Meanwhile, Dark Willow finishing a Scythe of Ice, which is going to make that Refresher Shard that much better. And do you think Gyro, I mean, you call the Divine Rapier, but he's going for the Mjolnir for now.
Yeah, you still want to finish a Mjolnir because it's just way too good with the side gunner plus the
comes-
illusions on PL. You need ways to deal
Like
with that
Shadow
quickly.
Initiate. Are they going to swap out? No one. They're going to swap him back out right into an arrow. Perfectly done. No buyback for 2 minutes. 5 versus 4. All right, they will flag. They will look at. Oh my God! Look at and somehow looks like the stun did hit. Terrorize back. The BKB activate a little bit too slowly. Satanic being used as well. Sam H says, "I'm out of here." They traded BKB, they traded Satanic, PL on the back line. Looks like he did get a kill onto Solo. Solo needing to buy back, long arrow onto Solo. Terrorize, back into the base you go, and now, whoa, he went in! And he just died. He did not shadow him in time. A huge misplay by Tims. He will buy back with throw, super exposed, and the double damage rune of Mirana will force out Glyph on the backside. The PL going in, zoning everyone out. It's going to be Sam H just right onto the throne. Nobody's protecting the throne, and Sam H will take it down. What a way to finish this game. Great swap into an arrow to start that team fight off. 5v4. Whew. TNC, that was a hell of a comeback.
What a game, what a game. First we saw the Timber starting to taper off, then we were worried for TNC, but then they were able to get enough items on the PL. Like I said earlier, Timber already done his job, so to finish the game, PL and Mirana has to step up.
And they did.
Yep,
in a big way.
They did in big time. And not to mention the supports as well. I think Cuckoo with a few clutch swaps and Dark Wheeler with the ultimates, the control, the CC, the crowd control onto the VP heroes. And maybe in a few occasions, I think VP's positioning in the team fights weren't the best. They were able to catch the IO first. I think he cannot be the one to get gone on first.
Bane also got gone on a lot of times where I felt like basically Virtus.pro had to fight the team fights.
Yeah, but the thing with Bane is I don't really fault the Bane so much because it's very difficult for Bane. You need to get in to the fight near the
set up your spells.
Yeah, to set up your spells, and then PL just jumps on you. You can't clear the illusions, and the IO can't really save you because he needs to use the relocate to try and maybe help the cause more than the supports. So I don't really blame the Bane so much. But I felt like Roger had to be much more careful in the team fights because once he dies, the Gyro just he just doesn't feel as strong as before.
Similar to the first game in the series where once the IO died, Raven on a Drow Ranger just had to run. So it was a very, very tough two games for the IOs. We're done for now. We're going to take a short break. Coming up next, we got a Fnatic series. I don't know who the opponent is.
Fnatic.
I am looking forward to it. You're not looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it, but...
The games today from the...
All right, well... Some of us are looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. We'll take a short break, guys. We'll be back with the next Best of 2 series in just a bit.